Hey guys, Dib the Awesome here to finally give you that spine-tingling, temptation-dwelling, like, like insert like anticipational word that's not anticipation, anticipated, anticipated tier list from yours truly, Monster Master, 4-year player. Of course, Monster Master Dib the Awesome. When you come to the top tier advice, you either go to Armor or you come to me or you come to actually anyone that says guide or review or but I'm one of the many people out there that play this game, and I have 4 years of experience. And if you come in here, that means you like what I say, and I bet you wanted me to hear what I have to say about your monster senpai, about KUFO, Siberia, who's the best girl, who's the worst kid, who's the bad guy, who's everything, and we're gonna go through all of them. I didn't even bother counting how many there are, but I don't know what that says about me, but like. There's not 100 of them, right? I don't know. Well, no, there's not even. It's like we're gonna rank them all. We're not going to include the cosmic mythics, as you can see right there. Ooh, bright shiny background that the mythics don't get. That the mythics don't get it, right? All right, like we won't rate those, but we'll rate all of the Goombas, the non-cosmic. We're gonna go through all of them and rate them all. You know what? I have here. Let me post here. I actually got a nice fancy shiny setup here. We're gonna do all this live like now. It's like I got like this fancy like stuff. How am I ranking them? Numbers, letters, tier, letters. I don't feel okay. So here's the thing, real quick. There are so many like I could do 3 streams if I wanted to, like because there's different roles and there are 3 roles in this game, right? Damage dealer, denier, and support. I could make content with 3 different streams. I could do, damage tier list. I could do a support tier list. I could do a deny tier list. Hey, maybe I can still do that. You know what? Why not? But today in this stream, it's just straight up ranking each boy and gal. It's universal for this one. But if you guys want that, let me know. I would happily do it, and I think I'll do it anyway. But today it's just a universal, hey, he goes here, hey, he goes there. Would it be a bit different in another video? Probably, yeah. Because we're rating specifically how good they are. Alrighty, so first off the bat, oh wait, I gotta post the list first. You guys want to follow along on my Google Docs page? Here, let's send you that link, boys and gals. Here, we'll plop it on the community page. Right now it's not shareable, but share with people or groups. Only the people that can open the doc. Anyone with the link. Okay, anyone with the link can view. Yes. Copy. Oh, hey, can I comment? Can they comment too? Comment. Anyone on the internet can comment. Anyway, let's just do viewer for now. We'll just, if you guys want to talk about my list of how good or how bad, or it's opinion based. I can't be wrong, right? I can't be wrong about my own personal feelings, right? that's not something that's not a thing, right? I can't be like, Dave, you're wrong about my opinion or how would I feel about something. I can't. You can't be wrong on how you feel. Like, unless it's something messed up, then go see help. But let's say I like spaghetti. You can't tell me no, I don't like spaghetti. I like broccoli. So let's just put that there. Boom. Google Docs pisses me off. And here you go. Let's see if it actually takes you to the page. It does. Okay, cool. So now all my fellow goons and goombas out there can see my fancy list on how I'm going to do this. I might as well just read it, right? Okay, so here, before we dive into this, even though I said here, let's dive into it. Here's the page, right? Here's my thing. The following tier chart is my personal rate of grade for each currently released mythic before the new era, which is the generation of cosmic mythics. So we're not going to toss in, Vanosh, or, the new Vanosh monster. We're not going to toss in Slugroid because Zugroid. I've been playing too much Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sorry. Slugroid in attack mode. I'm calling mine Roids. I'm calling mine Slugroids. All you Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans out there. But we're not gonna put those in the list. We're not gonna add cosmics to the mythic tier list because they're the better boys now. They're gonna have new stats and stuff like that, which is gonna be released the 24th at 10 a.m. It doesn't say right now. I'm just inserting that 10 a.m. But on the 24th, which is tomorrow at 10 a.m. of whatever specific time of this month, it's gonna be a thing. It is an opinion based on my 4 years of playing the game and the gradual growth over the years. If you guys want to know anything about me, I've played on Armor's team. I'm most notably a Armor guild member of the Armor Gaming Alliance, and I've been through several teams because it's a big old web of teammates and friends. It's beautiful, majestic. You'll never find a better friend story of random people telling jokes. they literally made, like, on the Armor's team page, which is exclusive to Armor members, they dedicated a whole comment section for me to tell my jokes. But yeah, I'm an Armor Gaming Alliance member, and I'm proud of it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love you guys and all that stuff. So my list is determined by the following: a rank 3 to 4 perspective, because most players will have these levels achieved, even if the monster is not popular. Let's say they did it on a meta monster, that's still achievable. 3 and 4 is doable if you stick around the dungeons. You have access to at least the rank 3. I think you can get enough for a rank 3 in, like, let's say you bought 3 passes, you get the 3 rank 3 monsters. In 2 or 3 months, you should be able to get a rank 3, or at least a rank 4, right? You can bump one of those 3s to 4. Sarah said it takes the same time. And it seems clear that anything at rank 5 is break match anyway. If you have a really like any mythic at rank 5, it seems you will probably do really well, or at least take someone's coin. Like, you'll kill something. It seems to really determine a match sometimes if they have a rank 5, because you are 20 levels ahead of another Goomba. You will probably kill something. It's also really expensive to get done if you don't just hoard for a single monster, right? I mean, if you hoard for a single monster, it's actually a little bit over 3 months, maybe 3 or 4. It takes a while to get that last rank. I mean, and you're putting a lot of dedication. That's like pushing a potential 4 back, because if you want to get that 5 done, you kind of have to put it towards that 5. It's kind of something you have to do, and that could be 2 4s, right? Like, if you get something maxed out, that's that's easily two 4s out of the way. You spent all that on just one monster to get a rank 5, but rank 5 just seems to be really good. It's you'll kill something. That's all I have to say. If you have a rank 5 mythic, it's pretty hard to come back from that, especially when they're in speeds. Like Siberia rank 5, oh my god. Death everywhere. Death, they're just running full team speed on their other 2, and they have a damaged Siberia or Armory or whatever have you. You're dead, boy. It doesn't matter. It could even be Morgs. It could be even Morgs, and you see damage. It's just how dumb rank 5 is, because it's huge. It's 20 level advantage. Max is 150. Obviously, rank 4 is 140, but in terms of legendary perspective, you are 20 levels. If you are losing a match 20 levels ahead, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to say at that point, but it's huge. Rank 5 is huge, but rank 3 and 4 is it is. It is what it is. This is mythic language, by the way. I'm not talking legendary, a legendary standpoint, right? Because you can manipulate a few things, run area dodge, and 3 or 4 doesn't matter because you have some stupid way of living through all the baloney. But for mythic standards, 3 and 4 are a big deal, especially 4. 4 is breaking point. It's this huge difference between the stats at that point. 130 is the legendary cap, but once you reach 140, you start to see things different. Everything plays out much more aggressive, and it's hard to take. Traits and relics, passives and relics are the most important thing in this game. Area dodge speaking in volume here. Like there are still legendaries, specifically area dodge monsters like Wormlad and Grakon. Their stats are terrible, in terms of mythics, comparing them to mythics, but their skills and traits are so good, and the relics that they can hold. It just changes the game. If a monster with good moves is not seeing much, if a monster has good moves with is not seeing much light, it's probably because its traits or relics are not supporting the team or itself enough. Examples include like if it's like a damage dealer, right? But it's holding like double swords. The moves are all right, but it just dies. It doesn't like come back or anything. There's no like sustain relics, like swords just being a huge example, like double swords. I don't like seeing double swords. It's painful to see, but the monster could be really good, and it's occasionally worth it. But like a personal taste too. This could be a personal taste thing, but I think like a damage dealer with double swords an eyesore. Oh god, I hate saying it. Double sword attackers. I hate saying it. I can't see it, and they don't like ice breaking great sword. I want to run sustain. I want to not die. It's nice to do like additional damage, but compared to the scaling of support, like relics, like come on, it's 12. It's 12k. I want to see me living, not dying. But sometimes the moves are good enough for to ignore the traits, but this is a huge deal. So we are going to put traits and relics into this perspective, right? That's fair, because they also play a huge part. It's you not dying. Like essence, Uriel essence is a huge example of why relics are important, because if you die, you just come back. There's no consequence, right? It's like the best relic in the game. It doesn't matter if you die, you come back again. And you get all your stuff back, you get all your stamina. It's huge. I think Uriel essence is going to be a huge deal going forward, because you're just going to die. Like, you're going to die, and you're not going to have either you're going to die or you're not going to have support, like stamina to do anything. So coming back from the dead is going to be just must now. It's dumb. Let's start the skills compared to their roles. Damage, deny, support. Again, there's 3 roles. We'll do probably 3 different streams, like tiering these 2, but this is just universal. This is actually the most diverse and opinion-based rate, just because all the players are different in opinions, in taste. I mean, like some players like just to run all damage, right? Or they'll run maybe a full team of deniers, or tanks, And any combination of these players do well. Like they know how to counter specific things, or run the relics, right? Right. So they can do whatever. I think the funniest ones is base running like 150 mythic tanks with like double immunity to controls, right? Because there are tanks in this game that get double immunity, and that's permanent. It's like it's the best thing I like seeing. Is just like these tanky mythics that just live forever if you don't have traits to save. Well, they don't care. They don't care. You can't stun them. You can't possess. It's fun. It's cool to see, but it's sad when they get like total blinder damage reduction. But you get my point. Everyone's different, and for me, I love doing different things. I'm pretty open to pretty much anything. But I guess for me, I like running. I like running tanks and damage demons with like supports like Blast and like other stuff. But that's just me. I'm not much of a team speed guy. Another person can just be solely denying, like never invest in tanks. It's all opinion based. And this is an opinion-based thing, so it's all good. The tiers real quick. What are the tier ranks? S+, aka Broken Balls plus Ultra, if you're in this rank. See, any of these beasts at 4 or max rank, and these monsters are on the same enemy team, odds are you have a high likelihood of either losing or just barely getting a war coin in Team War due to either a mistake, just a small one, on the AI's part, or utilizing an area dodge strat. It's hard to not lose to these things when at max rank due to just how massive the power creep mythics get, and just the monsters in these tiers have both, traits and skills to shine above the rest. So these are the top of the top. These things are so good, you could probably make comebacks easy if it's just the last thing on the field. The field. There's probably something they could do. They have options. They have ways to win, even though they're the last guy on the field, and it's crazy. They could do something probably, or just constantly support the team, constantly apply like damage, or it's just crazy how good these monsters are. S, aka Charlie's Sibereal Angels. Monsters in this tier are also exceptional beasts with only one or two Achilles heel. There's only one or two reasons where they're not considered like busted, like top of the food chain. You can take advantage or can check with multiple pluses, counters, counter picks. Examples: Miserus or Lord Dan, have a good revive game, but if you bring like a Miserus of Lord Dan of your own, a res blocker like Nikasa or Soul Hugger, and a top monster, odds are you'll win the match. Enough said about that. These monsters are also capable of comebacks and misplays or just like anything like that. Be through monster skills or their own relics or like stamina traps or aerials essence. They're also capable of making comebacks. aka Awesome Azit. Wait a second. Awesome Aku Azit. There we go. This is the Awesome Aku Azit tier, A tier. Monsters here have good moves, good traits, fit on a lot of teams, and you can win games too. But a big old bubble butt they have by no means without more than two or big flaws that S or S plus could easily take advantage of at max rank. These monsters are not bad, can win against the S or S plus tier. I don't know, wait, can win against, I don't know why I added the. Win against S or S tier, level advantage. But they're not considered overpowered or game breaking. And in short, if you use anything in A tier, it's a skill based. You can if you use this, you are respected amongst the community as a skilly boy. You can be considered like you're not running like the most busted things, but you're consistently winning. You get prospect. B tier, bubble butt buddy tier list. This is the tier. This is the bubble butt buddy tier. If you're in B, you're a bubble butt buddy. Everyone loves you, everyone will use you, but deep down, everyone wishes your kid or traits have a little bit more, or at least something as simple as a cleanse. This can also be called the Miserous tier. You can win with levels advantage or specific strats against A tier, but you may possibly lose at any given point if an S or above tier breathes a fatal key move that costs you everything you ever loved. This is also considered to be a mid tier. Yeah, this is the midpoint. If you're B, you're the mid boy. You're neither complete trash, but you're also not godhood. You're not so busted. You're not enough to get into A tier. And then the final tier is Savvy Pit tier. It's not, dude, that's not even called C tier because it's pitiful. Oh, at this point, if a monster is sitting here, the moves are garbage, the traits are garbage, you have an amazing design probably, and beyond that, you're a glorified coaster on your island. Your leaders will PM you on Discord why you willingly chose to bring the monster if it was such an easy counterpick into your team war matches against your team that you lose without even killing anything. Like you bring a Zavi Pit, like for example, if you bring Zavi Pit in, you'll lose the match. They won't be mad at you. They'll be like, why the hell did you bring Zavi Pit? You lost the match. But they'll give you total bro spec. This is the ultimate bro spec. If you actually consistently win using Zavi Pit or just like anything in this tier, odds are you get bro spec. People love you. People will say like, oh hey dude, did you see that bro that used like this trash, like everyone considers trash, but won all these high tier matches? Yo, that's so broy. That's so broy. That's so good. All right, now we can get into the actual tierling. I hope you tierling, the actual tierling, the actual tier list. So first off the bat, we got the first boy ever made. No, we're actually just starting. You're good. You guys are good. No, Dorian, you're good. You're not late. We just started. Don't worry, we just started. It's like, oh no, it's like it's 11:36. He's probably been going on for half hour. Nope, you're good. You're all good. We're starting right now. So anyone that's like at home, I'm sorry, but we're starting right now. I hope you guys are here. I hope you guys are situated. I hope you guys bring a nice drink. We're going to be in for the long ride. So Cat UFO, this is the first one. You could get them at rank 3. This was a pass monster. Everyone was entitled to get this thing. And I got to say, what a great way to start the Mythic category. I mean, this thing is so good. It can hold an Uriel's essence. It's got like an area stun. What's the most busted thing about it though? There's two things actually. One, it is a thunder monster that gets area stun. Two, well, that's not common, right? But it's a mythic. This is starting out new, right? This is a mythic monster, and it gets stun right away, right? The other reason why it's busted is it can hold a Uriel's Essence, and it has different type move damage. It does water damage. It has thunder damage and water damage. It can do both ways. It does really, really good damage against fire monsters, and it's actually a really nice pick against Wormlad. It's exceptionally well. I like Bream Slap. Bream Slap is this nice meaty skill that gives like ground shocked. Was it something else too? Was it Daze? It's just a really good skill, and I think like this monster is really good. If you got this at 150, odds are you're consistently winning games because it's such a good monster. Because he got precision too at rank 3. It's immune to freeze, so if the last FG doesn't trait disable you, she can't freeze you, and that's really valuable. Immune to freeze, in all honesty, is only useful in terms of like legendary category monsters because there's not many freezers in mythics. In fact, there was a huge like there's an abysmal amount of freezers, and I think really Abysmus is the only freezer in the category. Like, I don't think they made another freezer. So, in terms of dealing with other mythics, immune to freeze isn't too important because the only person that can freeze, from my understanding, is Abysmus, and Abysmus was behind the paywall. Now, here's another thing too. We're not gonna like paywall, like if it's a paywall monster, we're not going to say that we won't let that determine the tier list, right? If someone actually did put the money or investment into it, it should be considered in the list. It was doable. You could actually get it. You can buy it, whatever. Anyway, back to this. It's the same deal with that though. This too. You had to buy the pass. That was like $25. So that's only fair. It's even though it's not as much money, but it's only fair. In all honesty, I think Cat UFO is easily an S tier monster. I mean, come on, it has Uriel's Essence. You have to deal with it twice. We're gonna put Cat UFO here. I don't care what you guys say. It's an S plus. It's got area stun. It gets self precision. I've never seen this thing not stun everyone. I've never not seen this not stun. It's really good. I think Cat UFO deserves S tier plus. It goes in Broken Balls plus Ultra tier. Yo, it even has precision. That's a plus. So it's boom. Cat UFO. In the order of the list, it doesn't matter. Like, let's like real quick. Like, let's say Cat UFO is above like Blaz. It doesn't matter. Like it's just a universal. I'm not numbering all of them. It's all just in the category. So Cat UFO S tier. I don't care what you guys say. Uriel Essence plus area stun plus different type moves plus precision. You can't say that's garbage, especially when it has shock. It's even a counter to Nori. Like it shocks things. Like I think it does area shock if I'm not mistaken. It's really good. Like it's consistently good. I like this honestly. I like this more than Tremor. I love it more than Tremor. This thing's great. I love it. Siberia was a team race monster. You could get this to 3-4 maxed out if you were on a really, really high end team. I think Siberia deserves to be here too. Siberia was slap her on there. We're at Armorial too. Yeah, both of these are genuinely the same. Yo, I'm just gonna put them the same thing. They're the one of the same. Both, if you run both of these, both deserve to be up here too. I know it's like we're starting off the bat with both S tier, but they're honestly, guys, there's nothing wrong with either of these tackers. These monsters are dumb. These monsters are so good. Especially, dude, I hate seeing Siberia. Okay, so the reason why Siberia is like S plus tier, right? It's actually because of the nanovirus. This thing is so annoying in war. I will see this consistently in every single team war I'm in. I will see this like this angel of death standing there, hitting my Glubu with like nanovirus. I can't do anything. I'm so sick of seeing this. It deserves to be an S tier because it's so annoying to see. It's so good. Because nanovirus is annoying. It just is. It has like a spammable skill, if I'm not mistaken, so it's able to deal with cooldowns activate. I do believe Armuriel was the same, like, except she doesn't do like nanovirus, but she has like evasion at the beginning of the game. So if the enemy team is neglecting to run removal effects and or is lacking in level advantage, and Armuriel goes first, right? You will annihilate everyone. She also has dual damage. She does light-based damage and fire-based. Shows she's good against nature monsters too, and she's really good against dark monsters in the game. There's a lot of powerful dark monsters in this game, and she easily clears them. Like if you're running a blue Talus or or anything really, and you're fighting an enemy or Muriel maxed out, you might get annihilated. She does so much. It's beautiful. Alrighty, Armor Claw. Armor Claw. Alright, so Armor Claw is really nice. Dude, I keep putting. Why do I keep? Would anyone be mad if I put this man in S tier too? Yo, I'm not even gonna. Yo, if you guys want to fight me in the chat and say Armor Claw is not S tier, fight me. I like this. This my man Armor. My man Armor deserves S tier status. S plus. He's a Armor. You have Armor Gamer. If you're watching this right now, congratulations. You have Broken Balls. You're part of Broken Balls plus Ultra. Fight me in the fight me in the chat. Okay, so here's why Armor Claw is S plus. It's not just because he's my friend, right? Again, like oh, you're only putting Armor Claw in S tier because he's your friend. Well, no, there's more to it than that. Well, one, he has passively taunt. He's got taunt as a trait. That's really annoying. So he's really good with the area dodge monsters like Wormlad and Grakon specifically. I don't really know many people that utilize Helguden and O'Reilly anymore, but if you do, this would work. It works with Mikasa with Black Res. This thing is also really good against, again, dark monsters. It is a fire monster with light-based skills. It's kind of the opposite. It's kind of like the opposite of Armuriel, right? Because Armuriel has an area fire-based skill. Well, this guy has an area light-based skill. So if we ever get like a Megataunt cosmic dark monster, you might want to look into raising up your Armor Claw. It could go well with potential area dodge monsters we get in the future. It's just an important check to a lot of things. It also passively gets stun immunity at the beginning of the game. Now, it's not permanent. Now, they can be removed. That's a bad thing. But if you are running area dodge monsters, it doesn't matter because you have taunt as a passive, and they probably will go before Armor Claw, and they'll cleanse it. So there's no point. It also can double. It's also the only Mythic right now that gets like a huge max life boost with a buff. Like it has like a buff skill that like gives them a bajillion hit points. It's beautiful. Armor has utilized this monster in so many different ways. It's phenomenal. He's gone like fast tank. He's gone like damage tank. It's rainbow build, double speed life, 2 life, and a speed. Like he's utilized this so many different ways. It's phenomenal. Like it's such a unique monster that it's amazing that Armor has actually utilized this in so many different ways, and it's worked. It just does things. It's amazing. It's also one of the most busted mythics to pair with Ragnarok. Like if you player this up with Ragnarok, you will see results. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's very creative too. It was a really nice thing. Armor to play test around, and it's just God, it's so good. I'm like I cringed when I faced it myself. It's crazy. I like it. From oh my God, can we stop with the S tiers on them? I'm so sorry, guys. Like all the beginning mythics are just really good. From Firma's S plus, I don't care what you guys say. Firma's S plus too, like Firma's S plus. Firma's S plus. I'm sorry for all the beginning, like just straight up S plus, Dave. Are you just giving these out for candy? Is everything just gonna be S plus? No, I assure you, at some point we'll hit something I just think doesn't work in the game. I think Froma is really good still to this day because she has 2 things, and both of them are single target skills. 1, she has trait disable that also curses, and 2, she has a double removal positive effect skill, which will be huge going forward because everyone in the game seems to have a protect pause skill. Be it Daedalus or Mr. Beast, these buffs are really, really strong, especially Mr. Beast with the skill mirror positive, pause protect, right? If it goes before Mr. Beast, you can cleanse it, right? And like it go like from then you're a damage dealer. And it's just really good. A lot of people have actually built a damage on this monster just to do more damage to the metal monsters we've been getting lately. And that's pretty great. She's also immune to stun. Like that's also a big deal. Her evasion isn't as good as it used to be when starting out. What did I call her on the thing? Froma Froma's area skill isn't as good as it is nowadays because of just how many remove pause we've been getting as of late. But like her life regen, She has that. Area life regen's good. It's too bad it's not like a cleanse. I don't remember the regen being a cleanse skill, but she has it. That's pretty nice. But just the huge things is that trait disabled because it's so good, and the double removal effect. She's just a good cleaner, and she's really nice. Being immune to stun is such a big deal in this game for like in terms of dealing with other mythics, because we're getting a lot of mythics that just stun, like, and in terms of just like this archetype as of now, because I don't think they'll make regular mythics again, because it seems like they're just do only cosmic mythic only. So she's pretty good against it, like all the big deniers in the tier, just an overall. She can also cleanse. Can she cleanse? I can't remember. I think she gets a cleanse, but yeah, her evasion's nice. And even if she can't cleanse, the evasion can counter like potential, just damage situation. It all depends on the situation, but ranking her up. If you told me, Dib, I ranked this max out, was I a moron? I tell you no. I tell you, you're a genius. I tell you, you're an underrated. If people think this monster's underrated, boom, you're an underrated genius. You're taking advantage of things that no one else seems to see. Now we get to my boy Zavi Pitts, who gets his own tier in the bottom. Like he is okay. There we go. We got our first like non S plus, and it's the bottom of the list. It's the actual bottom. Like there we go. hey Dave, there we go. You didn't put something in S plus. You put it on the bottom. Zavi Pitt, of course, deserves to be on the top of his own list. Zavi Pitt. Now, huge disclaimer. I absolutely love this monster. Like, it's kind of the Heyman. And okay, so Heyman's kind of like a bad rep, too. It's a monster with a really awesome design, really nice skill names, But then when you take the look at what they actually do, you frown. And then you look at his trait, and you frown again. First off the bat, you'll see here that at rank 3 he was designed to be just kind of like a soft like counter to Thalassia, but he's not actually a hard counter to Thalassia because for whatever reason they feel the need to keep making self-trait protection a buff. Why do you guys make this a buff? It's such a garbage thing. Stop making this a buff. It doesn't do anything. Make it a permanent trait. Like make a trait that protects the trait. Like if you're gonna do this, make a trait that protects the trait, because it doesn't seem to work when in practice, in actual concept. You want it to be there, but it's not. It doesn't work. Like it just doesn't. Like it's like extra turn is all they have to do. Extra turn, remove a pie, and then go into the play. It's dumb. It really is. But yeah, it's another reason why it's like on the bottom of the barrel at the pit of the tier. The pit of the list of Zavi Pits here. It doesn't do any damage. Like he's a DOT monster, right? He's meant to be played as a I think you're supposed to run him like full speed, right? And then hopefully get multiple turns in. But this doesn't work in high tier play if it's not max, right? You're not getting max multiple turns to stack these. The monster has 2 stacking DOTs, 2 skills that stack 2 at a time. I don't know whatever order, but it's like poison, quicksand, bleed, and what else was it? Drowned? Yeah. But it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. The enemy can cleanse this, debuff right away. They're not taking any punish damage. I think that's the big deal. It doesn't do any initial damage. They can heal off whatever you do. And this bothers me. This bothers me immensely that they didn't add damage to it. It was such a cool concept. Like it has like 30 damage. Like the highest thing I do is like a single target 30 damage skill, but it's not enough. Like it needs more. And it will never have more because they'll never rework this monster. That once a monster is released, for the most part, it doesn't get anything else. If anything, only a little bitty tiny change. But once a monster is out, it's out. It doesn't change. Unless maybe like a tweak, like Mizorus got instead of space time, he got evasion on his revive, but that's about it. That's the only thing you will ever see them do is maybe tweak something or fix something that was never intended. Like Dharma's bodyguard, everyone loved how it worked. As soon as Social Point fixed that, no one used him ever again. Like he fell off the face of the earth. Same with the Ringer. Everyone liked the fact he could do like an area 70 damage skill. They took that away from him. It was never intended, but they took that away. The fans weren't happy. And I was sad too. I loved using the ringer. Hashtag remember the ringer. Remember the ringer. Ding and it's it. I'm sorry. Ringer. But okay, yeah. But you get my point. And in terms of design, amazing. I love the design. But it's just a terrible monster. It doesn't work. It just, in terms of high tier competitive play, or even like mediocre. Say you're fighting medium stuff. Even medium people have like a self cleanse, or it is something to deal with the DOT. Maybe they're even immune to DOT. Period. Yeah, just in general, like his mechanics don't work anymore. Like we have monsters that are actually immune to DOT. Mythic monsters that have trait wise immune to DOT. It can't actually win against them. That's such a big deal. Like it doesn't do anything anymore. If they were gonna have this work, they need words. Words. They need to give this thing damage on its area. DOT skill, that just needs to be a thing, and they'll never do that because they don't change anything once it's done. Moving on. We got Van Decken. Van Decken has the creepiest baby form. Where does Van Decken belong? In all honesty, at this point, he's got cooldown. I don't think this is permanent, but comparing him with other stuff. Now, I'm not actually basing this on stats. I don't know how fast he is. He's it's 4,840, so he's pretty all right. He doesn't have any immunities. He's a possessor at the end of the day. He is a pirate, to be fair. No, that obviously doesn't matter, but he has cooldown immunity. Okay, so this is pretty good though. Now, the highest, like the S plus in terms of deny right now, is actually cooldowns activate with like Gaidigo and or like what's her face? Siamese, the Siamese twins, right? Or Siamese. Those are the top cool, like those are in terms of like deny potential. Those are really good in Team War because you just turn off everything, right? Cooldown immunity is actually a really big deal. The only problem though, like if you're fighting against Siamese, you can't really do anything because he doesn't actually have anything beyond possession skills. Because he has like damage, he has total damage reduction and possession, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not. I don't want to say this monster is bad for one thing. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's good either. But okay, so what's the tier for that? It's not good, but it's not bad. We'll put it in B. Van Decken goes into B. It's not like busted, but it's not like where it's not good either. It has stuff to make it nice, but it's not good enough to make it like where it's busted. It's not good enough. It's all right to use, but it's not good enough to absolutely win you games. Gaidigo. Okay, Gaidigo is actually really annoying. A lot of people like to talk trash about this thing, but if you ever fought this thing in war, it gets really annoying. Like, if you're not running area dodge monsters, this is apparent that having your things on cooldown is a really, really, really terrible thing to have, like, situation-wise. I'm going to put this in S tier, being the fact it is a cooldowns activated. It's not faster than a lot of the faster deniers in the game, but it has several things going for it. One, it can turn off your good things, so you can't do anything. So I'm gonna put this as the first S tier monster. I don't want to say it's trash, like absolute garbage. I'm putting it in S because I think it is useful when it is useful, and it's apparent in Team War. If you have this on your team and you have level advantage, and the enemy can't use area dodge monsters, or you just shut everything down. Your enemy doesn't get to do anything. Mythic cooldown activation monsters are so good when you don't have area dodge. It's been proven that like I've had warriors where to even take this in situations like not being able to do anything is such a big deal. One of the also reasons why cooldown isn't actually all that great is because of spammable skills, like 0 turn cooldown, 0 stamina cost skills specifically. But to be fair, if you are running the same monster, it doesn't matter. Especially if those cooldown, like the good skills are on high cooldowns anyway. Like, if that makes any sense. Even though they can spam damage you, if you're running a taunt tank with life runes, it really doesn't matter. Like, that damage isn't going to mean much because you can either shed it off with self skills or you're probably running a Wormlat or something. They can't get to the squishy things. Like, their damage dealer can't get to the Gaidigo or any other person unless the area damage goes like on a 1 turn cooldown. or something. They need something, but when you turn off your cooldowns, you get nothing. Like you have nothing until they're back up again. So it's such a big deal. Demon's also a really good passive. If I'm not mistaken, you have 20% accuracy not to get hit with anything, and you're immune to burn and ignite. Burn and ignite is such a good DOT combination. It just wins you games. It's a really nice thing to have. Wait, it needs it. Where's the time? Okay, no, so I was looking to see who texted me. Like, it's a good. They're just playing Heroes of the Storm. But the other reason why it's good is that stun immunity. Again, stun immunity is so good to have because it's consistently with all the other deniers. We've just been getting stunners. We haven't had much freezers. All I've ever seen in terms of high competitive mythic monsters are actually stunners. Their stunners are the possessors, one of the two. And to be immune to stun is a big deal. Abysmus, oh, my favorite myth. I'd say in terms of mythic monsters, I love this thing. I love this thing a lot. It's really nice. It's really, really spectacular to lose. This is actually the first high competitive monster that was behind a paywall, and like besides Army Arrow, right? Like in terms of like consecutively, this was also the thing that's really good, but behind a paywall. Why is this thing specifically good? This thing is specifically good for a few things. One, it is probably the only freezer in the category that I even remember even being capable of. Like it's the only area freezer. So if you're in a lot of matchups with freezing involved, like that are really weak to freezing, like as in the status, this is the thing you bring and you freeze them. But I don't think that's the real role for it. I don't think it was never meant to be a deny monster because its skills and being how mythics damage are. I think it's just a damage dealer, and it's so good at it. Like the reason why this thing is so good at it is it has a spammable 30 damage double DOT skill. And it's so good. Like I just spam it and it wins games. It's beautiful. Even though this thing wasn't ever like it's they labeled it as a controller, right? It's really good as a damage deal. I think it's better than I think it's better than just being a denier. But I that's opinion based again. Like everyone could be running it just solely as denier because it is the only freezer, really, that I know of. Like I think it's the only area freezer. But yeah, it's really good. I really like them. So I'm gonna put Abysmus in. I kind of want to put him in S plus because he is really the only one that freezes. I think that speaks in volumes. He has spammable skills. His single target skills on a 1-turn cooldown. It's like 45 damage, double DOT. Like 2 skills are like double DOT. He has like a self buff that gives him a phobic shield. Another reason why he's really good. He has torture immunity, right? This is actually super annoying. Like really, really, really annoying. Immune to torture is so good. Did it skip monsters? Is it skipping things? I feel like we skipped more? Okay, good. It's not skipping. Okay. This is the first monster apparently with torture immunity. It's fantastic at it. I love it. Or maybe they released Wargs first and this like came a little bit later. But like torture immunity is so good. I like this. Okay, so again, with the stats, Mythics, if you guys are new to the game, Mythics have higher life pools than Legendaries. It's even abnormal to them having so much life without having to run life runes, right? And you will realize that a Mythic monster that has torture immunity, you are immune to all tortures. If you guys, again, it's self-explanatory. You can't be burned, you can't be ignited, you can't be cursed, you can't be bleed, you can't be in quicksand, you can't be in this fabric of time bleeding to death because you are immune to all of that stuff. You are immune to torture. You cannot be worn down over time unless they turn your trait off. It's basically having control immunity, but it's the opposite of that. You're immune to everything that's not like a blind or like a stun or a freeze or a possession. You're immune to just overtime damage. Like you're immune to all that stuff, which makes you a pretty great tank. And this is probably one of the tankiest tanks you'll ever see in existence because at rank 3, he also gets damage reduction or damage protection. So along with his like, I can't remember how long the cooldown was, but but along with his like immune to all damage except light damage, this is also really good. You realize how busted this passive is when the enemy's not removing positive effects right away. You shed a lot of damage. It's a 3-turn buff. In a span of 3 turns, you shed so much damage. It doesn't matter. Like it's like you blink at whatever hits you and you're gonna hit it back. It's gonna be beautiful because you're probably running this. You should be running this as a damage dealer, but again, everyone has their different tastes. Some people might even run this full tank. I don't know, but this thing is really nice. It's consistent. I've won games just because of how spammable like the 30 damage skill is. It's even though the number is low. Keep in mind again, mythics have high numbers, especially at rank 4. Like if this is rank 4, double damage, you see results. I love it. I like using it. I've seen its consistency. You probably haven't because you don't own it, but again, it's player based, it's opinion based, and all that stuff. But I see it win games. I see it get results. However, there is something annoying about it, and that's it's being able to be controlled, being able to be stunned, frozen. It is annoying, but if you can get past that with like area dodge tactics, it doesn't matter. Like it's just a good damage dealer. I like it. It's freezer. It's annoying to deal with. It's beautiful. I like it, business. Hashtag Leonardo da Vinci forever. Okay, Tanny. I actually don't know. I don't want to. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Its kit is pretty much lower cooldown Froma, but it's missing like the double remove pause, and that could matter in some games. But at the same time, it also has pause block, and it is a very accessible ranking. I want to put. I don't want to put like, pushing things in S. I feel like there is problems with this though. I feel like there's something wrong. Like whenever I bring this, I think it's because it's immune to freeze. I think that's the only thing because at rank 3 it gets like damage protection, right? It's basically the situation again, right? The only real freezer we've had access to is Abysmus, and he was behind a paywall. Like not many people wanted to invest in like a $100 into a rank 3 monster that's freezes, right? So I think it's just because it's immune to freeze that it doesn't see much of the light in terms too much, but I feel like it's kind of in the middle. I don't okay. I'm not putting in B tier for straight off the bat. I think it's too good not to be in like to like not be in an S tiering or A through S plus tier. So we'll put him in the middle. Let's put him in S because I feel like there's something wrong. I like whenever I see this thing, I'm terrified of it, but at the same time I'm not. Like I feel like it's okay that it's there. Taney has access to some pretty fun things like the Megataunt mechanic, because having Megataunt nowadays doesn't seem to be healthy for you. And this thing can put it on any like of your enemies, which can be considered a debuff. In fact, it's considered a buff so that one, they can't remove Megataunt. When Taney puts Megataunt on someone, they can't remove it because it's a positive effect. You can't remove positive effects unless you're running something like Vanna. So in all honesty, right now, unless you're running the new Vanna monster we're getting tomorrow, no one can really get rid of their Megaton. Like it's such a big deal. I like to think of it as triple damage, effectively like permanent. Like if you think about it like that, because you can always put the Megaton on, and it could do like some crazy combo plays. Like even though this thing isn't like a high end damage dealer, again, this is kind of like Froma. It is 100% like Froma because the cooldowns are lower. There's like one or two key difference, but I think it's really good just to be able to apply Megataunt and do all this damage without even building damage. You could probably you do 3 times. Again, you're hitting the same monster 3 times with an area skill. It does hold a nature-based area damage skill that isn't remove positive effects, unlike the magic skill that does remove pause and then applies pause block, which is super annoying. But I again, at the same time, I just feel like I'm like I think it's because it's not immune to stun. Yeah, it's just because of the stun immunity that matters so much. Because no one's freezing right now, and even the people that are freezing are like legendaries that trade disable. So it's it's not right now. It's not important, but maybe with these cosmic mythics that we see, it could play a huge part. But for right now, compared to all the other mythics, just the fact it doesn't have stun immunity. I think that's just the huge deal. I just see this thing. It gets results, but at the same time, it's just not. It's not bad. I think it's really good, so I'm just putting it S. I don't think it's an S plus, unlike Froma, but at the same time, I think it's better than Froma. But it's just a mixed relation. So I'm putting it S. It's an S. I think it's all right. I don't think anyone would be like, oh, it deserves to be S plus. I'm putting it in S. I think it's like the Froma. Like if you don't have Froma, right? Yeah, let's move on. I think it's a good monster. I think it could hold an essence too. Wait, early essence. Yeah, I forgot about that. Damn it. So now we're putting it. We're going back. We're putting it in S plus. We're putting it's like it has Uriel's essence. That's a factor. I didn't even incorporate that. We're putting an S plus. Okay, so brings the fact it could hold an essence. I take like it being an S. I'm putting it in S plus because I forgot it could hold essence. So basically, if this thing dies and you have the Megaton on something, you could do like an area skill and it could screw someone's day up. So I'll put it in S plus. I feel like just because it can hold an essence, it doesn't matter. If it can come back for the dead for free, that's huge. It's going to be a huge thing moving forward. So I think T needs to be at splash. That's a huge. I don't know if this will be like a huge controversial comment in the section now because I just spent like a solid how many minutes to just debating over if it was S or S plus or even A. But it's an S plus. It can hold essence. It can block pause. It can has magic damage. It can kill Santerion. It's a good Santerion check. Yeah, might as well just be an S plus just because it checks Santerion. What else is there? That's pretty much it. I just think it's good. S plus gets the aerial essence and the checks things. It has a unique mechanic that no one can really do. It's beautiful. I just wish it was immune to stun. I just wished it was immune to stun. That's all it was. But Miserus, okay, we got the golden boy of A tier, was it? This goes in A. Or was it B? No, it's A tier, right? No, B tier. Yeah, Bubble Butt Buddy. This guy is a Bubble Butt Buddy warrior. Everybody loves this thing, but everyone at the same time talks shit about it, and they wanted more stuff out of it, right? They want more out of Miserus, but they gave it what they gave it. So Miserus is B tier. B from Bubble Butt Buddy of the Bubble Butt Buddy gang. So Miserus was the first mythic revive monster in the game. And it is actually considered the first monster to run things that it's not supposed to because of the nature of its skills. So they gave this monster a revive. It is a revive monster, right? I just said that. It is a revive monster with like anticipation abomination, right? That's considered really good. Dave, why are you giving it a B tier then? It's probably an A tier. Well, the problem with it is it doesn't cleanse effects. So what does it do in the meantime? If it is solely a revive monster, well, it's probably doing passive damage at this point. And again, it's not meant to be damage, but people run it damage, and it just shows how mythics can be whatever they want after hitting rank 4. It does do damage. It does a lot of passive damage. It is annoying, but it's not meant to. It's not meant to. Like this is the one monster in the game Armor has ever been bothered with. Like Armor hates like seeing this thing. Like it's like being ran with like damage. Like he'll cringe every like if you run like dude go and do a live battle with him and you run full damage Viserys just to cringe him. Like he'll be so cringed. Like he's so bothered by seeing this thing with full damage runs. But yeah, this thing drives him nuts because everyone runs him like a damage dealer. Because again, he can't really do anything else in the meantime because he's always waiting for someone to die. Like that's his thing, right? He just waits for people to die. That sounds like a messed up thing, but like that's his thing. He just waits for people to die and then he brings them back. His ult even does the same thing. So he's a B because he doesn't really cleanse. He doesn't have things that make it important things, but at the same time is like he can still win you games. I can't say he doesn't win games because it has been shown that he can win you games if you paired him with like Santerion, because he's really busted with Santerion. I even made it a point in my guide about him that he's busted with Santerion. He's absolutely good because he can just bring Santerion back whenever, and Santerion just absorbs everything. It's beautiful. And then you just run like an area dodge monster or just something that insta wins, and you're good from there. Like a damage dealer, you run Miserus, you keep reviving Santerion when he dies. It's just beautiful. Because Santerion has perma Megataunt as a trait, and so people keep it at rank 1, even though that's unhealthy at this point, or it's probably the only way they have right now because we don't have any way to rank them up. So that's just how it is for that. It is really good. It is honestly one of the stronger strats in the game. Is Miserus plus Santherion plus a mythic damage dealer. It's really good. It's annoying to see. Morgs, oh my god, if there has not been a monster in this game that has brutally murdered like Armor Gaming's monsters, like it's this thing. Like I can't tell you how many videos Armor Gaming has made of him facing Morgs, and just straight off the bat, Morgs is going down into the Zavi pit. Morgs right away is going down the Zavi pit, but he's kind of like in terms of the relationship with Morgs and Armor Gaming, in terms of just like the monster, like him trying to prove like this monster's total garbage. Like I think he keeps losing the fights. Like it's just kind of like with me with like trying to prove that taunt plus area dodge didn't work with like something that I was trying to do, and I was tilted that I kept losing. Like I kept saying, oh yeah, it was the Nori and Oridana combo. I was like, oh this chat doesn't work anymore because he just ran Oridiana and like Nori, and it doesn't work anyways. Like, and I kept losing the matches. It's kind of like the same concept with this. And it also proves that even if you're a trash monster and you are 150, odds are you might actually win the game just because of that little note of a 20 level advantage. So what does this thing even do? Well, this thing utilizes sudden death, and that just right away turns everyone away. Why? Because sudden death is probably one of the worst status effects in the game. I was like, oh, Dib, you instantly kill someone. Yes, 3 years later after they remove it. First turn, like it always gets cleansed. Like no matter what the situation is, it always just seems like sudden death. Unless you do like a cooldown activation mechanic and they're not running like a spam cleanser, like that's the only time sudden death works. Like you have to have cooldowns activate and or just constantly drain stamina in order for the gimmick to work. Realistically speaking, in other video games, sudden death is busted, but in this game, it's not because it always seems tradition to have a cleanser on your team to prevent that when that lost condition, right? That instant win condition. Other things he utilizes is a area negate healing and a reverse healing. The problem with that is it like in order for this thing to have ever been good besides the sudden death, it had to have been an area reverse healing, not an area negate healing. That's the problem with it. You realize how good that is too, reverse healing, but like it's not an area. If this was an area reverse healing, I think this thing would see the light of day more. But it's a single target skill, so it doesn't see much of light of day because of that. Reverse healing and negate healing don't get much credit, but when it counts, it counts. Like it's such a huge bother because you're not getting healing back, and that healing could have cost you the game, right, or won you the game. And he said just straight up, no, you can't heal, you can't. In fact, if you are healing, you take damage instead. It's really nice, but I think they were reversed. If it was reversed, it'd be better, but it's not. Trait-wise, it's really nice. If you actually took a look at his traits, immune to torture, again, Mythic monsters are really good with this. You will see how bothersome it is not to hit this thing with torture. It's an eyesore. Like you want to burn it, you want to like drown it, quicksand it, put it in the closet. You can't because it's immune to torture. Like it doesn't care. Unless you trait disable it, you can never DOT it. And you'll see life runs on this thing, and it's annoying. Blind immunity is really good. You're immune to anything that just relies on blind, like you missing all the time. You can't be blinded, so that's beautiful. And dark protection, I think this is the biggest valued thing is dark protection, because there's a lot of dark monsters in the game and all of them have really high base damage. So this is a very powerful area of protection buff. It doesn't shed all of it, like unlike Joustars or Scribe's protection, but 50% less is still really good considering a lot of monsters, again, Miserish, Brutalis, those are pretty good things to be immune to half damage. So Morgs' Zavi Pit here. Kralik. Kralik is a metal damage dealer who is immune to freeze poison. And he has a buff of torture immunity. I wish this was reversed. I would have loved just like the temporary freeze and then just like the perma immune to torture. I'm not saying that okay, just straight off the bat, I don't think this is a garbage monster because he has universal damage, if I recall correctly. I actually have him. Do I have him hatched yet? I should have him done. Is he just still sitting? Is he sitting in my box still? He is. Dang it. Well, I gotta fix that now because I wanted to showcase I want to do a stream a little later because I got him from a box. I didn't even do the event, but I got him in a box. I even got Vlordun down. Oh my god, what am I doing in here? But I got him in a little bit of baby box from the birthday events, and I should showcase him later. Just showcase how nice he is. But to have torture immunity is really good, and he does universal damage. He's not busted, but he also has total damage reduction too. This is a meta where damage is a huge part. Actually, there are more like damage is more valuable than deny. I'd say with mythics because mythics, max rank at damage capacity, it seems like more than a denier mythic can handle, right? Or like mythics can't handle the amount of damage a mythic damage dealer does. So I think that's very valuable. That being said, wait, what's it? That's 100. It is really fast too. It doesn't have a whole lot of damage compared to other damage dealers, but it is really fast. You should take that in mind. Is because okay, here's the thing, right? They have total damage reduction if they lack a extra turn skill. If this is like dealing with tanks, it doesn't matter. Like you can total damage reduction it. It's beautiful. It's nice. And you get another free damage turn in. That can be really good. I remember it have different DOTs with each skill too. So it's pretty cool. I don't think this monster is bad. You know what? I'm slapping him in A. Torture immunity is so good. Universal damage is good. It being a damage dealer is good. It's a fast damage dealer, and you can go if you're fighting like tanks. It's useful. I'm not gonna say it's an S rank monster, but an A. It deserves to be in the amazing AZT Aku AZTs. It deserves it. It's the first A rank monster too. All right, there you go. Kralik for A. If you got a problem with it, too bad. It's my opinion. I can't be wrong. I don't know why it's showing me an epic, but we're skipping that. Or like a legend. I just called a legendary monster an epic. That's sad. I called a top tier legendary an epic, but it's not even legends. Yeah, if it's on every badge, everyone uses it. Oh, ear dear, you are going straight to S plus. Straight to S plus with you. Like taunt tanks, like when people realize like mega taunt. Honestly, we didn't get a mega taunt mythic for a long time, but just like mega taunt in general, just didn't seem like a healthy thing to have anymore. So this monster is just amazing. Like it has its ultimate. It gives itself pierce. Dude, I wish like why can't all pierce monsters do this? Like it just applies pierce and then do damage. It doesn't remove it. It's been proven and shown that like removing your pierce immediately after is just kind of garbage if you don't have another skill that does the same thing, right? Like losing your pierce effect is so garbage when because these pierce skills specifically are designed to get area dodge monsters. That's all they're there for. Like it pierce in all honesty is just to remove just get to the area dodge monsters because you can remove shielding with remove positive effects. That's not a big deal. Relics shielding at some point dies off. But in terms of area dodge monsters, you can't hit them unless they have pierce or you trait disable the taunt monster. That's just how it is. It's brutal. That's just how it is, and that's just how it's just the whole point of pierce. And pierce they keep making pierce monsters that remove their pierce. It's just a stupid mechanic. I hate it. So this is a really great taunt monster, and it's great to run with those monsters specifically, like area dodge, like Grakon or Wormlad. If you see this at rank 3 or 4 and you're running against a Wormlad and a Grakon, odds are you'll never kill this thing. Even if you trait disable it, it'll cleanse, and the same thing happens again. You could even be running double taunt monsters at this point. This thing's busted with double taunt, specifically Unspeakable. And boom, before we even continue, another S plus monster, Unspeakable. This is just a bunch of us. Unspeakable is really great too. And guys, it's like Mountain and Taunt. You just get double protection. That's nice. Even though there's not many freezers, stun immunity. It's great. Fight me. I don't care. It's great. This is a really great monster because of it's just a tank. Like it is solely a pure tank. This is as tanky as you can get in terms of tank skills because it is like damage mitigation. It's shielding. It's really annoying to deal with. I think it doesn't have a life implication. I can't remember if it does. It's just a tank. It devotes itself to the role. It's meant to tank damage, and it's exactly that. It tanks damage. It tanks all the single target hits. It doesn't matter if you have this ranked up. You're sponging so much single target. You're probably annoying every Nor player out there because you are just solely devoted to tanking everything. And this is probably the one monster that Nor hates dealing with. Is this specific thing? If the team isn't utilizing trait disable, you hate seeing this. This is the number one monster you hate seeing right now because it's just a tank at 150. You'll never kill it. Because look at its stats, dude. Look at its stats at 150. It's got almost 20k at max rank. I mean, at max rank, the other one has 20k. That's 3,000. Just crazy. That's not. It's not 3,000, but you get my points. Like 173,000 hit points, and it's almost 200,000. That's crazy. Nuts. Oh, I lost my space in the spot. Raw Varish. Oh my god, another S plus. Why do I do this to myself? Just like might as well just Raw Varish. I'm gonna put that up there. Nightingale. Oh, we'll just skip. Let's just put this all right away. Nightingale, nor Varys. They're all S plus. Like this, I don't know if anyone's gonna take my tier list seriously or not. Because I keep putting things in S plus, but you gotta understand how good these monsters are. Like all these monsters are good. Nor. Okay, so here's why Raw Varus is good. Not only is it an extra turn damage dealer, when you max this out, you will see numbers. It's really good because it's immune to Curse. Curse is probably one of the best status effects ever created in this game. It's even better than Deny. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I said it's better than Deny. Why? Because after 3 turns, you become helpless and almost dying. Because it does, in total, I think, was it 70% of your max life? Plus, it also drains your stamina. So it's not only is it doing damage to you, it's also denying you at the same time at some point. So if you do run stamina draining relics, hey, guess what? A bada bing, bada boom, you're drained, and it's beautiful. And to be immune to that, to just say no, it's very valuable. You don't know how valuable that is. You're not immune to anything else in terms of like situationally speaking here. You're not immune to control. You can be controlled. That's garbage. But in the same time, you're probably running something that can get you out of the situation, and it just does a lot of damage. Like it doesn't matter. It's beautiful. It also is guaranteed to land its effects, and if I'm not mistaken, it does actually hold curse skills of its own. So it's good against other extra turn monsters. It's just a counter to extra turn monsters too, because of its ability to also apply curse, or at least magic weakness, and that's just it being able to do more burst damage at max rank. So it has, not only does it have a type advantage, it's good against metal monsters, which metal monsters are really good. Blaz is on here. So it can counter Blaz. It destroys Blaz. It doesn't care about Blaz at all. That's a really big deal. It also checks Josh Dub. Oh my god, I keep making S-play. Why do I do this to myself? There's so many good monsters in this game. Control immunity is so good. Extra turns is so good. But Nightingale, they're all the same. They all do the same thing essentially in terms of they're all bursty extra turns. Each of them have their own qualities, of course. We'll get into that with Genus Question 1. But that's this specific one, immune to curse. That's a big deal for extra turn monsters. And you get True Vision. Your status effects land without fail. Unspeakable. I think Unspeakable is one of the best mythics in the game, ever made, ever. 1, it has taunts, and 2, it gets mountain. Why did they finally gave a monster? They made a monster that has taunt with mountain. We've always wanted that, and it came out of a top tier new generation monster, like a mythic monster. This these 2 traits together is busted. To passively be drawing in all single target attacks. So single target freezers, single target stunners, it doesn't matter. You always track it to them unless you take disable first. Plus mountain, you can't be stopped. The only thing that bothers you is possessions. Oh, hey, that's the vulnerability. You just possess them, right? Keep in mind there are other monsters that get in this tier list, and a lot of those monsters are also immune to possession. And maybe some of them have a cleanse skill, right? So it doesn't matter that he's vulnerable to possession, because everything you'll ever see this thing paired up with is the thing that counters that is immune to that can cleanse him of that condition. So unless you are running a freezer or a stunner, you can have to check those freeze. But even at that point, then you're not stopping Unspeakable. I've never seen anyone have a good time with a 150 Unspeakable. Tell me if you ever enjoy a 150 Unspeakable game. You can never say that because you've never enjoyed it, because you've always had to see this thing move and beat the snot out of something to death, mercilessly and unforgivingly. This is a really, really top tier monster. I can't remember. I wish it told me the relics, but I have it in my whatchamacallit here. I like this set. I like the fact in the beginning of my tier list video. In the stream, I said we're also judging based on its relics. But for the most part, I am just judging based on the I am really just judging based on the just like its traits and skills right now. But as you can see here, it has a spammable quicksand, and no one in the game is actually immune to quicksand. I've never seen anyone immune to it. I haven't played the new Cosmic Area, so I don't know how I feel about it. We haven't really gotten a chance to play it, so I don't know how I feel, but I don't feel like it's really any different than the situation it is right now. With like, it's just another level gap, like or another huge level creep. Like these ones could be busted at 3. Like it could be the same concept. Like if a cosmic mythic is at 3, it gets like 4 status essentially, like rank 4 status, right? Like if it's at rank 3, you see crazy results. Maybe that's possibly it. But again, we haven't really played it yet. No, I was gonna check its relics, but this thing has a lot of like really good skills. Like, dude, this has a quick sand stuns burn on a 2-turn cooldown. This is it even gets a life regen skill. That's super useful. Super useful. Can recover passive damage. You can run like a speed and 2 life if you wanted to, and just kill someone with DOT. You can hold the sword and trap. These relics aren't too good, but like trap play is really good for tanks. You just drain stamina, run an Ord Diana, and you'll drain things. It's beautiful. Also, I named it possibly the best name in the world, Rocky and Bullwinkle, for just like the best Earth monster name ever. Boom. It's not even an Earth monster, it's a light monster. Even better, it's a light-hearted name, and boom. If you don't know what Rocky and Bullwinkle is, go check it out. Look it up on the Googles, and you go watch the movie. It's the best movie you'll ever see. Rocky and Bullwinkle, the movie. It's a heartwarming story about love, true passion, and friendship, and not really about love, except for like a side story, because they always have to add a love story in comedies. Why not? I love rock and roll. I wish I used this more. I don't, as you guys don't ever see me use this more. It's because I don't have it ranked up. That's just how it is. Like you have to invest in ore, and I'm very picky. I haven't decided yet what I want to spend my essence on. But Unspeakable is good. 150 Unspeakable breaks the game. It's disgusting how good this thing is. It doesn't care about anything. It's so beautiful. So I'm putting that in S plus. That goes in S plus. Someone's gonna make like a meme video of this tier list. And it's like, oh, S plus, S plus, S plus. Dr. Watts, really high base damage. If anything, has some of the higher base damage skills in the game. Immune to control immunity. Again, one of the best deniers in this tier, like right now, are cooldowns activation. That's a big deal. But it's not immune to control. It's the same thing with Van Decken. You have control cooldown immunity. So yeah, it's a really niche immunity. Like but this is permanently immune. You cannot turn him off. I think that deserves a great hire because you cannot shut this thing's cooldowns, period. Like he cannot be cooldowns activated. However, he can be stunned or like he can be possessed. I mean, he can be possessed, he can be stunned, he can be frozen. But if it's just a cooldown situation, he really doesn't care because he is immune unless you try to disable him. Then he absolutely 100% cares. But for the most part, you'll always have your moves on. That means you'll always be able to do your best damage play. That could be a really big deal. I'm gonna put him in A. I'll put him in A. He's a good check. He's also really weak to Guy Daigo, so that's just a huge hindrance. Him being weak to the Earth cooldown activation monster isn't exactly good. Like it's not a good thing for him because he's weak to the damage. He's vulnerable to being hurt more, even though it's not a damage dealer. A lot of times people do run a damage on Guy Daigo, so that's a big deal. Let's see here. What else is on the list of Renos? But in short, he's just kind of vanilla. If I remember correctly, he's just a vanilla damage dealer. There's not much I can really remember. Let's actually look at it. I know I said I wasn't gonna come back here, but I came back here again. What does he have for like? What are his additional effects? Yeah, feed him. Can I not feed him? This is a feed page. Is he in the breeding tree? He's in the breeding tree. I can't see his skills. Just so you know, he's just a damage dealer. That's all I have to say about it. He's a damage dealer. He's a mythic damage dealer that can't have his cooldowns activated. That's a big deal. If it's a cooldown reliant comp, he just doesn't care. It's such a huge thing. Zorky is trash. Moving on. I don't think Zorky is too good. In fact, it's a random element weakness. Even though he is immune to curse, it can give triple damage. I I I don't like Zorky. I just like it's just a single target buffs really, and they can be good. Like he's got like a special weakness skill. He's got triple damage. Like it's been shown that triple damage is really good on Mythic, but they're better. There's a better choice now than there was when Zoki was released. I don't think he's Zavi. I don't think he's like Zavi. We're gonna put him in B because I don't think he's absolute trash. In fact, he was a pass monster. You could get this thing at rank 3, and a rank 3 is significantly better than a level 100 monster. So I'm gonna put him at 3 or B. 3. I'm gonna put him at B. Good utility, but like no, but Dr. Rocks is immune to control. Not control. Cooldown activation. That's such a big deal. Being Siamis is a thing. Even though he can be possessed, like you can run stairs there. It's not the healthiest thing, but you can run stairs there, come immune to the possession, and that could be a big deal. You could potentially OTK something that needed to be checked before anything. That's pretty good. Nothing else is special. Oh, nothing else is pure. Oh, in terms of moves, oh, you're talking about the moves. Yeah, pure damage. Yeah, nothing too eye-boggling. Okay, yeah, okay. So that was what you're talking about. But yeah, it's not a bad monster. I find Watts more better than Zorky, but that's the messed up thing though. Watts wasn't even the rank 3 monster. It's the level 100 if that pass. Blaz, okay, broken balls. Blaz has finally ascended. Dude, we're gonna put him. I know like order doesn't matter, but Blaz has got to be on top of his tier list. If Blaz is not here, I don't know where else. Like, we're putting Blaz. No, instead of Blaz, boom, balls. Balls is here. Balls is here, my boys. Broken Blaz balls. When my like first impressions stream came out, I wasn't too impressed, but after like a week of playtesting, it's broken for all the other reasons, like all different reasons than just because it has skill mirror. Because there's more to it than that. Like you can do cool things with that skill mirror. Specifically, it was the surprisingly beneficial skill, like the surprisingly beneficial benefits. Let me pull them up. And just moves. I use this thing all the time, but I can't say the name of the skill I'm talking about. That's embarrassing. Let's see here. Blash. I love this thing. Best thing I've ever gotten. Sadly, it was behind a paywall, but it has some of the best skills in the game. What was the name of the skill? Surprisingly beneficial operator. This is why this monster is so good when you use skill mirror, because again, you can do different things with that skill mirror. I don't have it on right now because it's called Protective Protocol. Gives a shield like 25% plus a skill mirror. It's not busted because he applies skill mirror. Oh, you can reflect things. It's busted because skill mirror plays off your own skills too. So basically, you can skill mirror into a surprisingly beneficial operator. To get your like that move again. You can do that. You can deactivate your cooldowns while also deactivating the cooldowns of your allies, and that gives them true vision. You are guaranteed to essentially land anything you want. That's what true vision does. It's like if it's a skill, like if it has effects that are not like 50%, you are for sure to land them. That is consistently true. If you are running a Cat UFO with area stun, you will land that stun if you have true vision. If you're running a Abysmus with its freeze skill, you will land the freeze. True vision pretty much guarantees anything that's not 50% to land. You can still miss with total blind, mind you, but for the most part, I've never seen something not land their effects when True Vision is on. You deactivate the cooldowns, and here's another really real busted thing about him too. After you before you even do that, if you do like the skill mirror combo, if you one step ahead of that, if you actually apply expired anesthetics, which removes positive effects twice, and once for one enemy and and then area for everyone else. It applies nanovirus to them. Keep in mind, this is the first thing that goes in the turn order, right? So you apply nanovirus, you apply stun, like you go and look at UFO stun everyone. This is something I like to do. And low key, this is actually the return, like an unofficial return of chain denying in the game. Because if they can conditionally not, if they're not immune to your deny, you can chain them forever. Because what you do is expired anesthetic, go into your you might get another turn in and go for a protective protocol, and then you could go into a surprisingly beneficial operator, or you could just go straight for operator. It's on like a 1 turn cooldown anyway, or you could run like a support monster, right? You could run like a support monster that does skill mirror, and then you can go into surprising beneficial operator, do the deny again, and you keep chaining that. That's something you can continuously do, because keep in mind, once you use this on the skill mirror monster, your cooldowns are deactivated again, and this comes up again, so you can just keep doing it. It's something I always like doing, and it's such an instant win factor. Like that, nothing else matters. If you have this monster and you have like the denier, like the setup situation, you win the game. Like, there's nothing they can do. You are constantly, forever chain stunning them. It's so annoyingly good. I like it. Best anime hero of 2020. Really nice monster. I love using this thing. S plus all the way. If you have Blaz, you probably don't even care about most of the monsters that have been released because this thing checks them easily. Daedal is checked. Mr. Beast checked. Mr. Beast does nothing with dealing with this. Again, nanovirus is such an annoying thing in the mythic category. It just is, because nothing that has like everyone that's bothered by it is always bothered by it because they don't have like a they have to have torture immunity first, or they have to have a cleanser, or else they will be bothered by just not being able to do like their positive effects with their scales. He also has access to spammable damage. Like all of his damage is spammable, and he has like a self cleanse. Don't panic is also really good with skill mirror. I think the skill is really busted. It removes all negative effects, and it also applies to random buffs. You can pretty much have 4. This is a 4 buff skill essentially, 2 for your ally and 2 for blast. It's so good, and that's why you kind of see people running like damage on him, because you can potentially get double damage. So not only do you potentially give double damage or triple damage to your ally, you will potentially give double or triple to Blast, and that's busted. You remove all negative effects too. So really nice stuff here. Really, really classic. I'm waiting for the monster that just starts the game off with skill mirror besides, Remtar for mythics. Because this would be really good for that. But yeah, Blaz S tier, enough said. Exceptional monster, broken balls material. It is broken balls indeed. This is gonna be our long stream. I hope you guys were used the bathroom before this. Crowthor came from Crowthor University, and holy tamale, are they serving the best classes there. After this thing came out, I realized the true horror of this thing. This thing doesn't give 3 cruds about anything that's a water monster. It doesn't care. Like, it will spit any legendary water monster. It just doesn't care. This thing is so good. A lot of people have this at 4 or 3. Again, freeze immunity is not so important. I've learned that it's like in terms of mythic monsters, if it's just mythic v mythic, odds are they don't have a freezer, because odds are they might not be running a business. So it's kind of it's a niche thing. Like, because again, we don't have many freezers in the freezer category, like mythic category. Abomination's really good though. This is annoying, but it's more so an annoyance to its own category, just water monsters. Because a lot of water monsters are either freezers or possessors. There's like extreme lack of stunners in the category, and this thing just kind of laughs at anything that's a legend that is a freezer or stunner. That's not of the Lhasa, because Lhasa can trait disable. And it just doesn't care about anything else. It's annoying to deal with. Double immunity is really bothersome. It is so good for mythics. I call a category of mythics of like Unspeakable, Crothor, Josh Dub, and there's Killicroc, this rock monster that's immune to all control. I call them the Titans or the Giants. They don't care about anything you really toss at them, deny wise, because they're immune to 2 of 3 of them. They just don't care, and they usually have something that's really good also. Life regen. It also gets life regen at rank 3. This is so annoying. If your first play is not a remove positive effects, it honestly doesn't care. If it's slower than the enemy damage healer, if it's not fatal damage, he heals it back up. He doesn't care. He also has healing skills in general. It's not a big deal if you damage him. If it's not fatal damage, he doesn't care. He'll heal everything back up. There'll probably be more freezers with the new Cosmic Mythics, probably. I think they'll just spam freezers in the new Cosmic era. Everyone will come back to these eventually. They'll realize they're going to be needing their Crothors for this new wave of monsters. Yeah. I think this will be a huge thing moving forward. NT more, I think this monster's annoying. I can't remember its relic, per se. I just know I hate seeing this. I think to not consider it S plus is complete stupid on my part. I'm gonna put him in S plus. You can make a joke about a college. It's a college joke. Crawford University. It has double deny immunity. That's super good in life regen. It's a great check to a lot of things. It insta kill things the war. What more could you ever ask for? It even has a spammable water skill with no stamina cost. It's just so good. It's a tank. It spams damage. It's a lot of the best deniers right now are cooldowns, activation. It doesn't care about that. If it's you're running squishy monsters, he'll kill that. It's beautiful. I don't know why you're not running the spammable skill. Yo, anyone that's not running the spammable skill in Crowther, what are you doing? What have you been playing for the last several months? Can I play your game? Can I not be in the meta where I'm getting cooldowns activated right away? Can I live your life? It's like, but yeah, I see a lot of these Crowthers not running the spammable skill. They just maybe they are, but the game doesn't comprehend it has the option to beat the crap out of something. But like, yeah, always run that skill. There's no reason not to. I wouldn't know why you wouldn't. It's a spammable damage. It has nothing the better to do if its cooldowns are activated, so just do it. It's great. It's a stupid skill. I love it. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. This is actually the Titan I was talking about, the immune to all control. This thing is awesome. I don't care if you are like, oh, hey, but this isn't like a huge, like, it doesn't have a whole bunch of damage up, but yo, move to the corner. Move to the corner right now. This thing's amazing. You have fire weakness. You're immune to all control. You give zero cruds about anything in the game at this point. This has one of the best. This is honestly one of the best mythics with a trait in the game. This thing is top tier. I don't care what you guys say. It's like, oh, just you don't see much play. No, shut up. Soul Clock is good. S plus. There's so many S pluses right now, but you just have to understand the nature of the game, man. It's so good. You can build this one of two ways. You can build them pure damage, or you can run them as a support with team speed because he has a lot of support skills. A really unique thing about this is he applies fire weakness and like DOTs like burn and ignition, and I think that counts as additional damage. You take more damage because it is low fire based damage. So it plays around with fire weakness. And again, you're just immune to control. You cannot be denied. So if it's not a cooldowns activation monster, you really don't care. Like you can't be denied unless you trade to Salos. It's so good. It destroys. It checks the Gracken. It's so good. DOT stacking, double D. I think it gets. Can it sunburn? I think it can DOS that out. Great sustain. It's looking at these stats at 100. It's beautiful. Yeah, 60k. It's tanky. It's kind of slow, but it doesn't. Again, you're immune to control. It doesn't matter. If anything, it's just like damage at that point. What's the damage you're going to do to you? But you're all right. Control immunity is amazing. Immune to control is so good. But yeah, top tier easily. No questions asked. Yori, honestly, I don't like, even though Yori gets like tough and a 50% shield. Most competitive comes to remove pauses at the beginning of the game. Yori does have like bleed and quicksand, if I'm not mistaken, like easy quicksand or poison. Double DOT is really good. I'm gonna put her in A. I think that's she. Yori's I think Yori's also in the females, right? Yep, Yori's a girl. Yori goes in A. I don't care what you say. Yori's going in A. Hey, it's not completely busted, but at the same time, it's not trash. Like it's above trash. It's like really great. It's better than B. I'd say it's A. You can win games with Yori. I think that's possible. You have you have a doubled stacking DOT, and I remember it's just nice damage. Yeah, I think you have life regen too. So I think Yori's good. Nightingale, we already said she's S plus. Any extra turn mythic is S plus. They all do the same thing. They might as well all be in the same category. She gets additional damage. So of the three, you can actually do more damage with her in terms of the sense of stacking double damage buffs. Maybe do like an extra turn double damage earlier, like Demise, and you can go from there. But having self damage buff at the beginning game is pretty good. I don't think her cooldowns were nice to her. I remember her cooldowns being the opposite of nice. Like she didn't do like a 4-turn combo like Nora, if I'm not mistaken. Which matters, and I think the base damage of those skills are lower. But again, damage boost matters, and you can do different things. I like to call her Batgirl. Batgirl. She's a Batgirl. She's 100% Batgirl. But yeah. Wait, she's superior. Yeah, she's superior. Moving on, Illini. Illin? Yeah, Illin. Illin is sitting at S plus. Should I call it an S plus monster? All right. Being the fact the top tier monster is Nor, who is immune to blind. I feel like there needs to. Oh, that's not just okay. So I can't just justify putting this in like S tier because there's not much S monsters. But no, I'm gonna put it in S. Okay, don't guys, don't fool me. I'm putting it in S tier. This plus. I think it's better than an S. Total blind. If you actually played like around with total blind, and sunburn all in one skill, or like blind is it like blind, sunburn, and daze, right? This does all that in one, right? It's like an area skill. It's actually super annoying. Like it's so good because again, if you are not immune to the blind, there are quite a few monsters that I have blind. Wait, does Nightingale have blind immunity? No, she does not. Okay, so that matters. Missing is such a big deal in this game, so I think Illini is S plus. I know you guys want more S's, like Dib. You're being too. Why are you throwing all these S pluses? Like, but just keep in mind what they do. Like a lot of these monsters have really nice things about them. Like, I'm sorry, this is another S plus once they deal with it. It's really good. I'm not gonna say this monster's stress because just look at all the things it does. Extra turn remove positive effects like sunburn, blind, and daze all in one. You have 75% less accuracy. If you don't cleanse that, you can't really do anything. You will probably miss more than likely. You're hugely likely to miss. It's such an annoying thing to have on you, and it sacks all three of it. It's like the trinity of annoyances. Blind is like an annoyance. It's not perma deny, but it can pretty much essentially be a perma deny if you keep missing consecutively, and that's a big deal. This thing isn't too good against dodge area monsters. It's annoying against them. It doesn't have a trait disable, but just understand the concept of just being blinded, sunburned, and dazed all at once. It's so dumb. Illini, I keep calling him Illinois. Illinois, I'm calling him Illinois. Alien is it's a really unique monster. It's because it follows the same Nikasa. It follows Nikasa's gameplay, but it's not Nikasa, and it gets like True Vision. It's guaranteed to land. Then that's super good. Like if you go before enemy denies, which you could possibly do with that 4,862 speed, their deny play doesn't work. Like if faster than Science Miss, their cooldowns activate don't work. If you're playing against Daigigo, blind, its odds are it's not going to work. I think does it have a total blind skill? It might have that. It wouldn't surprise me. But you just miss. Just insert miss. A ZT goes in A tier. Now that is it's like I'll be putting in A tier because it's A for a ZT. No, a ZT is nice because he doesn't miss. Two reasons why he's good. One, yeah, stun immunity, and two, he's got self precision at rank 3. So it's just like Cat UFO. It's like, but why is he not why is he not an S plus? Oh, why is this one not an S plus tier? He can possess. This one's not an S plus tier, even though he's kind of like Cat UFO, because he doesn't have the type damage that Cat UFO. In fact, he has lower. He has pretty much none damage output than Cat UFO. He doesn't hold an essence. That's a big deal. Even though he does have the better immunity, Sun immunity is better than Freeze immunity, as we've seen. We haven't seen any more Freezers because there's not many Freezers in the category. Being immune to stun is super useful. The reason why this is a problem is because we keep getting team race monsters immune to possession. There are way too many monsters in this game that they're just immune to possession, and this thing is possessor. Every single like high tier monster is immune to possession. Blaz immune to possession. Siberia immune to possession. What else is immune to possession? Crowther, Zilla Croc, which ironically was the same time this monster came out. I really love design-wise. I love this monster. This is exactly like a totem design monster, and I'm all for that. This thing looks like Aku. I love Aku. Like if you watch Samurai Jack, how dare you not watch it? It's great. It's a great. I just called it an anime. Don't listen. It's a cartoon. Samurai Jack. Oh yeah, I love that anime. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. You unconscious. Anyway, Aku is probably one of the best cartoon villains ever, and it looks like Aku. I love that character from that. I'll never forgive myself. I guess you could say I committed Aku. But yeah, it is a cool monster. Precision's great. There's just too many things that are immune to possession. But if you are faster than the monsters, it is really good. Like you can get the enemy stunners for free. You can get the enemy's cooldowns activation monsters for free. If you have a ranked up Azidi, and they're not running possession immunity, you can just control them. It's beautiful. But they have like a cleanser. It just doesn't work. This thing's so weak against like cleanse comps too, like area dodge cleanse. Like you can possess the top monster. It really doesn't matter that you did, because they could either cleanse it or the top monster's not going to care for the damage anyway. So I'm going to put him in A. It can control some situation. It controls a lot of the situation actually, but nah, it's too many possession immunity monsters in the highest tier. That's a big deal. It doesn't have corruption. It's just a possessor. It just possesses. Possession isn't bad when it works, but when it doesn't work, if it's just a recharge, it doesn't do anything for you. It's no different than denying when they recharge, but if they also do like an extra turn scale that doesn't do any damage and it's just a self scale, it doesn't do you any good, especially if you don't have anticipation. So it's however you want to see it. Possession can be really strong, but at the same time, like if the action doesn't matter, it doesn't do anything for you. It's just a stun. Might as well just do a single target stun because it doesn't do anything. You can't possess the other monsters because they're either immune to possession or they have air dodge. It doesn't matter. I think it's a really good, nice monster. Like it's not garbage. It deserves to be an A. It's not a big S monster, but it's not a B monster. It's above that. It's really nice. I like it. I like the alt too. They stun and base, beautiful. Moon Haze. Okay, so example A and example S plus. Put that in S plus. Moon Haze. Moon Haze deserves to go S plus. This is the community monster, so this is we're responsible of this abomination. We're responsible for bringing this into the light, and honestly enough, it is a light monster. That's funny. We brought this abomination into the world, and it's a light. Into the light, it's a light. So why is this thing so good? Well, at rank 1, it gets true vision, so you don't even need to rank it to 3. And another, at the beginning of the game, area possession immunity. So everyone in the game is immune to possession, and we just got done saying that this guy's a possessor. This is a hard counter to ZT. So all these players that invested into Z, and then this thing comes out, people are pissed because this thing is way better than a Z. Why? Area stun. You stun everybody. And even if this guy's immune to stun, since at the beginning of the game you are immune to stun, it doesn't matter. Like you can Azidi could go. Everyone on the team is immune to stun. Possession. Azidi has to wait. Like if you're not running you have to actually run Azidi as a team speed monster. That's fucking it's garbage. But Moon Haze, beautiful monster. Area stun. Again, you have true vision, so all your effects land. You never miss. Valuable support. Just mind-boggling. Extra turn skill, like it bounces back to you if you do like a like a skill mirror play, like go Blaz, dude. I love doing this. So I will go Blaz, and then I'll run Josh Dub, this thing, and Blaz. It's so busted. I'm giving you like a Dib the awesome comp right now. It's so good. Okay, you can pretty much have like uh let's see, is it 3 or 4 turns with Josh Dub? That's how nuts this thing is. So what you do, all right? So you go Blaz skill mirror, have this thing go extra turn into your Josh Dub. Josh Dub reflects that back. Moonhaze now has an extra turn. We actually learned this when messing around with Clip PM and Clip PM's Humanitas, because this is the same concept, right? When you ever use a skill that gives an extra turn to itself, so it reflects it back. So now Josh Dub will actually get a turn in before Moonhaze. So you can do whatever you want with Josh Dub, and you can do actually up to 3 or 4 actions, because he also has a self skill that gives him accuracy boost and an additional skill that gives him an extra turn. So we are looking at a 3 to 4 turn, because you are giving yourself extra, like double extra turns with aim good, and then an additional extra turn with the he has another extra turn skill that does like area damage plus a 50% shield. But you just get a lot of turns with in short, you get so many turns with Josh Up. It's amazingly nuts, and this thing is capable of doing that play. And it's a denier, and it's probably going to go immediately after your Blaz. So it's beautiful. If you just run like Blaz plus this, odds are Blaz goes first. It is a really fast monster, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably faster than this. Do your play. It's beautiful. Very little they can do at this point if they don't have anticipation. It's such a good play. It also has access to possession. It's a single target mega possession. I don't know if it had like an area. We can actually check. I don't think it did have an area possession, but it has like done. Let's see here. I have it. Do some cheating. Oh, that's not cheating. It's Aquaman. I need to cheating dib in effect. There we go. Gonna find it regularly, so I had to look it up elemental wise. This must be on a breeding tree right now too. Unless did they change where the change skills went? Am I crazy right now? Wait a second. What's the? No. It's like I guess it's either it's on a breeding tree. I have it on a breeding tree, don't I? Yeah, I've been trolled. I'm sorry. I'm being trolled, guys, by my own design. I got a little red rose. That's the trolliest troll monster. Yeah, before we continue, how much time do I have left more? I have to do my war attacks on I got 14 hours. I always just set my base. Oh, my base is losing. Dang it. Did I kill anyone? Does this base won anything yet? It hasn't. No. Don't look at my score, no. I don't want anything. It's probably the Siberia. God, I have so many mythics. I thought it's gonna die. Oh, we didn't even check to see. I guess I'm clicking everything right now. Okay, good. My battery's not dying either. We gotta initiate the okay, there we go. Possession blind. Oh, okay, so it's not a single target mega, it's a mega stun. No, that's what it was. Single target mega stun. And it has a single target possession. So it can stun and mega possess, but for whatever reason I have both. Oh, because I did Blad's things, and I like the Dark Hater weakness. You can swap that out for this at any time. But I think the Dark Hater weakness is also why it's an S tier, because everybody loves running Dark Monsters, so it's a great buff to have. Triple damage for everyone that hits a Dark Monster. It's a lovely. My dude is like I keep putting things in S plus. Okay, so I'm just gonna yeah, we're gonna put keep the No one's gonna take my list seriously. I keep, but the one that's really good. I'm putting her in S plus. Damn, you keep putting things in S plus. I know I am. Don't look at me. I'm not. It's my opinion. I think all these monsters are really good. They do a really good job with these. You can win in a lot of situations with these. Gordana is basically one of the ugliest designed monsters in the game, but honestly one of the best skill sets in the entire game too. Because at some point you will auto win because you'll drain all their enemy stamina while also regaining your own. It's actually such a busted skill that everyone just kind of realized after several weeks of using it that it's just a top tier now. The mythics are just too good. I can't help it. There's a variety of different, but Ordana is really good. She can win you games after relics. Once your relics are depleted, you honestly win. You will just win with. I think she's great with Blast. It's great. She can't wear you down immediately. Like she doesn't stop you right away. In fact, like what her main gimmick is, trait disabling you first at the beginning of the game, and then progressively removing your pauses, and then you just drain stamina. And if your whole option with her, like the whole goal with her, is to drain all the stamina, and then just go for game. Like you can just drain them all game, and it's great. Brutalizer. Okay, I'm putting this in. Okay, so this is the breathe, guys. I'm putting this thing in S tier. I'm putting this thing in S tier. Breathe, guys. There's a monster that's finally going into S tier now. That's Gaidaigo's been the only S monster that I put on this list. Like besides this thing now. Why am I putting Brutalizer here? It's like even though like max out is crazy, well, any mythic that's crazy, right? The problem with this thing is it's not immune to control. Like if you look at Iridir, it's immune to control. If you look at Armorclaw, it has no, it's not Iridir. It's not immune to control. No, unspeakable immune to control. Armorclaw immune to stun. That's huge. Uh, this thing is not immune to stun. The only reason why this is so rampant right now is it's a pass monster, so we get a rank 3. That's pretty great. Uh, Two, it's got a spammable Amber. Dude, I love Amber Overdose. It's a physical damage skill, 0 turn stamina, 0 turn cooldown. Beautiful skill. Why am I putting in this? Well, it's really vulnerable to control. You can bully this thing. This thing can be bullied. If the enemy's not running an area dodge monster, you can bully this thing. You will only ever see this with area dodge monsters, because you will just bully them otherwise. So I'm putting it in S. It's not a trash monster. No, it does not deserve to be an A. If you put this thing in A, you're crazy. Put it in S or an S plus. It's either a Broken Balls plus Ultra, or it's gonna be a Charlie's Siberia Angels. It's one of those two. It's either an S or an S plus. Never an A. If you put it anywhere under A, it's not. That's what it's. I just got done saying. I just got. At the beginning of the stream, I was like, yeah, how can you be wrong with your opinion? Well, there you go. It's like I'm being. Where does the stream evolved into? Like, I went from my opinion, like opinions can't be wrong, to opinions can be wrong. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. Holy tamale! Didn't I start this at 11? Oh my god, the stream is so long. But yeah, if you think it's lower than this, I did say at the beginning of the stream, my opinions can't be wrong. Okay, I guess if you can justify it, okay. But for me, for my opinion, it's S. Everyone sees things different. I like the fact that I said opinions can't be wrong. But then I'm like, opinions wrong. I just came back from like an 8-hour night shift, so this makes me happy. Nor S plus, or I don't even need to explain nor S plus. How can you not look at her design? She's a cobra that punches things. She's a Karate Kid reference. Her ultimate's KO, 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 KO. Okay, cool. Insta kills a monster for free. No sudden death. You just die. She uses her ult and she doesn't miss. Or she have blind immunity, so you won't miss. You die. Insta kill, insta ban. It doesn't matter if you're a big old tanky tank. You lose. Goodbye. You're dead. one person dies for free. You get like a free card. Hey, see that eerie deer over there with the full life runes, like a jerk that she is? Boom, KO, KO, dead, gone. No resistance. You're just dead. It's beautiful. Four turn. Pretty much four attacks and is the combo. You do the first turn, second turn, first turn, and then either your single target K, insta kill, or your area skill, and you kill two or three, one or two monsters, maybe all three too. If you're maxed out, you could probably clear the field. It's such a game breaking monster. I don't think I need to be too defiant of why this thing's good. You see this at 150. You've probably won games consecutively. It's good. A lot of people were kind of debating because this is an odd thing too. She doesn't have control immunity. Like if you look at this in this perspective of her traits, she's not immune to control. You can stun her, you can freeze her, but people don't care about that and still get some games. And just to show like once you get something to 150, you don't care about much of anything anyway. Like that's just transcendence, and this is the most transcendent monster of all time. Once you get her to 150, you win games consecutively. There's no debate about it. Your life pool is great, your damage is great, your speed's great. What else is there else to say besides you go cool with everything in the game? Eric 5 maxed out. If you had a 150 Nora, I'd say you're in a pretty great spot competitively, and you just insta win games. Like no one will ever attack you because of just how risky it is dealing with her. Glamhead, okay, guys, don't hate. Please don't hate me. I know I'm addicted. This might as well just be the stream where I think everything's just Glamhead is super good in War. I fought this at rank 3. It's annoying at 3. Don't give me that look. It's like, damn, stop putting things in S plus. How can we take you seriously or like say, damn, you are more, dude? You guys are thinking of T right now. How can you guys say this is S like S? Dude, it shuts down cooldowns. It has the spammable cooldowns activate. Its cooldowns are low. It's like 1 to 2 at most. I think it has like a 3. Yeah, it's like a 3 or 4. But for the most part, you're looking at 1 to 2 cooldowns, and that's amazing. It's so good. Torture immunity. Its life cap is really bad. Like it's under 50k. I don't know, 500. Nope, 50k words. Yeah, 50k. I'm sorry, I'm slow today. 50k. It's under 50k. But being immune to torture is so good at rank 3. I mean 2. I mean, like it's actually rank 1. You're immune to torture. It's super useful. Glam Head deserves to be an S plus. Your skills are so consistent. They're so good. If this thing is given an opportunity to come back, it can. It has curse, has cooldowns activate, and it will win. It's beautiful. Like being immune to torture is such a game breaking thing, and having immune to possession. Like if you are a monster that's immune to possession or immune to stun, you really are set right now. You don't care about too many things. It's such a nice thing to have. You're not immune to advanced possession. I think that's still dumb. Like corruption and hack. I feel like possession's the only one that gets cheated because nowadays you can't be mega stunned or mega freezed if you are immune to those respective things. But if you have like corruption or hacked, it's bypasses possession. That's garbage. That's so trash. I hate that so much. Sivart, oh my god. Okay, guys, stop. But wait, don't look at me like that. Don't wait. Don't look at me like that. All right, I'll make you get. I'll appease you guys. I'll put them in S. S for Sivart. S for because like, yeah, I think S is fair. I don't think he's extremely busted. Okay, so here's why he belongs in S. He's really good against all other things. He's really fast. He has a single target total blind, so he could troll the other person on the enemy team that's running a denier, total blind them, and doesn't matter. Another reason why he's an S is because he totally demolishes anything that's not an extra turn damage dealer. If you are running like no extra turn damage dealer and you're dealing with a Sivart, honestly, you're just kind of screwed. Like, like he will always have you damage reduction, or you will be drowned in like burning, ignition, and nightmares. It's actually disgusting to see this thing in war constantly. I guess not in war constantly, but it is annoying when this thing pops up. It's not a trash monster. I think he has essence too, so he can come back even if you kill him. It's just a monster that's always there. It doesn't die. It doesn't leave. That is enough is to make an S plus material, but it does have struggles against not being actually able to deny, and it does actually lose out to torture immunity monsters, mythics. Like if it's dealing with more mythics with torture immunity, it's so hindering for it. You have to kill it with solid damage, and the match would last forever. So it's not a damage dealer. It relies on torture to win, and if you're fighting a mirror matchup, it's annoying. You'll never see the other guy leave. It's annoying. So I'm putting it in S for Sivart, not S plus, but S for Sivart. Charlie's Sibereal Angels. It also has good cooldown immunity, super useful. God, I really want to put it in S plus. I'm gonna take this. S plus it. S plus it. It's so good. Why aren't you S plusing it? It's also good for the quest dungeons, but that's not competitive. It's just being able to do quest dungeon. Moving on to Dallas. S. You guys thought I was going to say S plus. No, I'm putting it in S. I think it's an S monster. I don't think it's like overly busted because it's not. Yeah, well, when it doesn't get good till rank 3, that's a huge deal. Again, this is from a rank 3 to 4 perspective, but it doesn't get good until rank 3. It doesn't get actually good until rank 4 because it'll have a bigger life pool to take damage. And then I see a lot of people running a speed rune on it. They're not running full life, so they are still getting punished by rank 5 damage dealers, or at least rank 4 damage dealers if it's a rank 3. Because they're running that speed rune is to be able to play Megaton even if they remove the Megaton, like against like legendary comps. So once like Cosmic Mythics come out tomorrow, it doesn't do you any good. Just run it full life runes. It's meant to take damage and just like the initial play. Because if you take away that life rune, you're just gonna get wasted because you don't have that additional sustain. Additional sustain is so important. It's got a lot of self skills and positive effect protection that you can apply to protect the Megaton. So it's good in the case event you're fighting like slower enemies, but odds are you still lose Megaton anyway, and you have to apply it again with a different skill. Like it's the Megaton and Protect is two different things. In fact, the Protect actually goes to the taunt skill and like the single taunt. Like it has like a self taunt and a Protect pause. The problem with is that self taunt's only a turn. So even if you have it up, like once that turn goes, you have to apply the Mega Taunt. Or if your cooldowns are activated, there's no point. Once you lose Mega Taunt, it's such a big deal. This thing is really tanky, like life system, because it has like a lot of lives, but it doesn't do anything. Like it's a bunch of self skill. It's kind of like the Oros of the category, even though he has a few damage skills. It's kind of feel like throwing an Oros, and that was kind of a mixed feeling monster too at like back then, or otherwise just RNG victory. But beyond that, though, it's a lot of people just like go and support the Omega content. You need that life rune to take the damage. Like it's actually important. And his life pool is already bad to begin with. If it was higher, okay. But like if its whole point is to take damage. If it's not earning that last life, it really can't. It really needs that last like life rune. It needs full life to take damage. It's not like yeah, you get my point. It blocks out the initial play, but again you're on the speed rune to kind of cleanse it, put it back up again if you want. But it just doesn't take damage well from Nor. It doesn't take damage well from area damage skills. That's of a really high rank. I think you could get away with it at 4, but like at rank 3, you just run full life runes. If you have this at rank 3, I better see you run full life runes. It just dies otherwise to rank 4. Rank 4 damage dealer spits on it because it's the same thing with the other mythic, like the other mega taunt monsters. But those can be maxed out better. Like that, those are easier to max ranked. That's actually brought up in Armor's video, like Armor Gaming's video when he's talking about it too. Like you could just rank up, in an ECL easier or like anything else easier for like a legendary, but you have to put actual Amber into it. Think about this for a sec. You have to actually put Amber to get this to 3. That's a huge deal. While you could have put that Amber towards like a damage dealer. You know what I mean? Everyone's running around with a 150 Nor, but at this point you're running around with a 130 Daedalus that dies to that 150 Nor. Urkin, I think okay, everyone's gonna all right. I suggest people people that don't like rage at me in the comments. I'll put Urkin in S. I'm gonna put Urkin in S. Everyone's like, damn, we're gonna put Urkin in S plus. I was thinking, because okay, think about it for a sec. Okay, like I'm not just trying to defend Flash, since I did put, but I didn't put Daedalus in S plus. But okay, so I think Urkin's really good. I think you deserve an S plus, especially when you get to rank 3, because at rank 3, even though he has like freeze immunity doesn't matter in the sense of mythics, because again, mythics don't freeze. But it's good against legends, and specifically since it is a thunder monster, it is also in the C book, so it's really good at checking Thalassa. It's really good at checking Ezio, because he actually has a spammable area. Well, that's a special, 30 damage skill, but his main damage is thunder. It is a thunder mythic in a water heavy book, so you have good water advantage. It's amazing. You don't care about cooldowns activate, so even if you are facing against a Cyan Miss, you do have access to a 40 damage single target skill plus an area charge boom. If you are running damage, it's nice, because you realize once you get a mythics to 3 or 4, like even though it's low numbers, you like on the surface, you are doing an astronomical amount of damage, and this thing is a really good check to Ezio and Thalassa. I hate dealing with those things, and this is a good answer to them. But the main reason why he's good, the main reason why you want to get him to rank 3 is because of area precision. Everyone on your team becomes a genius. Yeah, I mean, like, he doesn't have the busted damage stat, but no, I think he's better as a damage dealer. If you ran him like 2 damage and a speed, I wouldn't call you crazy. Most people would run him team speed, yeah, because he is a team speed monster. But I don't think he's a good team speed monster. He doesn't do anything more. But I think I'm putting him in S because I think his damage potential is good. He's a good check to specific things that really do matter in the game. Ezio and like Thalassa. He has got like charge boom. He also has shocked. He's also good at preventing extra turn monsters from killing you. That's super valuable. Area shocked is amazing. He also has access to that. He has an area cleanse. That's super good. But just like that precision, you don't miss anything. Like we've seen it with Cat UFO. We've seen it with Azid. A mythic monster with precision and like a denier standpoint is really good. You don't miss anything, and that can win you the game just outright. Just not missing your deny at the beginning of the game. It's such a huge influence. You can also reapply this plus give damage boost, which is just something you apply after you lose that. So I think he's a good. I think it's a good monster to have on your team. I don't think he's garbage. I want to put him low because that precision's super good and it helps so much. Like at the beginning of the game, precision boost, and you don't have to set up. Like you get it for free. That's so good for you. That's what every single denier wants is either true vision or precision at the beginning of the game to land their effects guaranteed. You don't have to worry about bulwark. You don't have to worry about hardened. Hardened actually is a dead trait at this point. Like hardened bulwark, since you have precision, you will land your effects, and it's beautiful. It makes them dead traits, and that's important because when those are not checked, they are really good. Bulwark is great because you miss everything. But if you have precision, you're not going to miss your effects, and that's huge. I actually have this at rank 2 right now. Sadly, though, it is a spirit one. I hate spirit ones. I hate spirit book. There's too many monsters. We're going to get a cosmic mythic. Mark my words. We are getting a cosmic mythic that has Spirit Hater. We will get that monster, and he will destroy every spirit monster that ever lived. The end. Well, he himself is going to be Spirit too. That's just so dumb. Metal Beat, here you guys go. Another Zavi Pit monster. I don't think that Metal Beat is good at all. We're going to put Metal Beat right down here. No control immunity. Garbage, gimmick. Just like 50% more damage. Great. If you get hit with control, you're dead. You don't have extra turns. You're really just a play. You're really just there for the ability. There we go. Back to the bottom with you. Middle of it. I like your design. I like the aspect of, okay, so when a guitar player and his guitar love each other very much, he beats the shit. He beats it to the ground, and apparently it gives birth. so to a rock and roll cyborg baby, and that becomes Metal Beats. Like, I don't ask me what's with the gloves. Like, wait, how do you get like boombox gloves out of a guitar? It's like I don't know. But yeah, that's how he was born. He just beat the shit, just smashed his guitar, and then boom. No, wait, I was gonna use that. Wait, so sorry. Moving. Why? Okay, so I guess I should give a really because he has self precision too. That's super useful, right? Why am I considering him trash? It doesn't do anything else besides the weakness, really. He's got really nice numbers damage wise, but he's not immune to anything. It's not like extra turn. Like if you're not wiping things out right away, you're not immune to control. I mean, it could matter. Right? It's just a big deal. I don't think it's even though you give weakness like to everything. Like when you're vulnerable, you weak to everything. Special skills you weak, magic skills you weak. Anything you take more damage. If you have like multiple stacking buffs, that's a lot of damage. It's just a huge weakness thing. It's just not immune to anything. Like traits are a big deal in this game. I think it hold like double sword too. Like it's just not good. I don't think it's good. Speaking of good metal monsters though, right to the S plus tier with you, you gorgeous monster. Gorgeous, beautiful monster. There's so many things you can do with Josh Dub. I think this monster is really unfair because he actually has the best of both worlds. At rank 3, you are immune to stun and possession. Both of these are the main control skills in the game. But like Freeze has been considerably nerfed in terms of like Mythic because Mythics are not having any freezers. We have not have a freezing Mythic. We don't have that besides Abysmus, which isn't a popular meta pick. So realistically speaking, we really don't have a freezer. And this thing is immune to both stuns and possessions, which are the meta deny right now. Stuns is huge, possession's huge, doesn't care about anything else. Another reason why this thing is good, just look at its base stats. Like for a tank, it's not slow. For a damage dealer, it's really great. It's almost hitting 60k, and its life is like 61, like 61,000. Yeah, it's incredible. And your ultimate's a fire-based skill. Yo, he has a different type damage skill for his ult, and that's beautiful. And it hits twice. Yo, this is a twice hitting ultimate. Name one monster in the game that hits twice with their ultimate. So even if I wonder how that interacts with Ariel's essence. It probably just the second one doesn't do anything. But like it hitting twice for an ultimate's a big deal. Because that could break if we ever get like a weak evasion that goes away after one miss. This could be a good counter to that, or this could be a nice thing to have when you have your ult. So the reason why Josh Dub is S plus, he's got the stun and possession immunity. You don't give any creds about anything right now. Like you're like any meta denier in terms of the mythics. You just don't care. You look the other direction and just shoot them. Like if you're fighting a moon haze, shoot them. Remove the shield, shoot him. He comes back again, shoot him again. Because keep in mind too, this thing has also a self extra turn plus another extra turn skill. So what you could do is skill mirror, run a moon haze yourself if you are dealing with a moon haze player. Run this, run a moon haze. You run a skill mirror monster, boom, skill mirror into this. Let's get a turn in. Aim good. Get another 2 turns for free. You have 3 or 4 turns at this point. Just even if they have essence, you will kill it. It's great. Double hitting ults. Yep, it is the first. It's extra turn. It also has the extra turn skill is also a 50% shield. It has a self skill that's a accuracy boost, 50% precision, right? And then the other skill is a 50% shield. It's really bulky. That shield is so good. That's the reason why they haven't Mythics haven't gotten 50% shields beyond a passive, right? It is super good. Your base life is huge. If you run life runes on this, a life rune, you see your 50% shield get bigger. It's beautiful. I like it. I think it's S plus. Light checks are so important in this game. To be able to kill Wormlad or just anything without looking the other way. It's great. I will say this though, I hate metal matchups. I hate dealing with other metal monsters. But again, if you are utilizing a skill mirror strat, it's busted. You don't care. You'll finish them off. You have a 70 damage metal skill plus a spammable 60. You have some of the best base damage in terms of just like passive damage in the game. Even though you're not instantly killing someone, hey, you actually do more. In all honesty, with that skill mirror, you are actually doing more with than the extra turn monsters because the spammable skill 60 damage, while versus their like 20, was it 20 or 25 combo, like 2 or 3 hits, right? You're doing 60 damage spontaneously, and you have like several more turns to shoot them. So that's pretty great. You're also immune to insta death, so you can't be insta Nord. Like if Nord gets her ult, she can't use this on you to kill you if you have your trade up. That's pretty great. S plus, no debate. Dude, people are gonna give me so much credit. I'm sorry, Mr. Beast S plus. Too many S plus. Why do I keep doing this? No one's gonna take this. No one's gonna take this list seriously. But okay, Mr. Beast is like Neobuki, right? I don't need to be too in depth about this, but it is a new Neobuki with a extra turn Megataunt. And it's immune to stun, and it gives life regen and stun immunity. It has a stun immunity to itself that's permanent, and then it has the area life regen. That's super useful, dude. Like you get your whole team gets life regen at the beginning of the game. What kind of? If you told me there was a monster that gave you that like pre like before like Mythics, right? I'd say you're crazy. Like they'll never release a monster that gives everyone on your team life regen at the beginning of the game. And bada bing, bada boom, we got a monster that gives everyone life regen at the beginning of the game. This monster is super useful. There's so many things you can do with it. I think it's better without. In all honesty, you could probably get away without running Megaton because again, it is a Neobuki. It doesn't care about anything else. You put like life regen, yeah, skill mirror, protect positive effects, and you just do whatever you want. Right? It's super bothersome though to get nanovirus. Like that's a huge con. Like getting hit with nano is super. I don't know why it dinked. I'm worried why it dinked, but it dinked. I don't know why, but it dinked. But it's super good. I put him in S plus. I hope no one's mad at me for that, but I think it's good. It's so many good months to do this. I'm gonna get so much. It's like half the. Maybe I should be more or less forgiving about this, but it's just how I feel. I mean, just think about what they can do, man. It's so great. All these monsters. Tremor. Oh my god. It is like Kraken. It does have torture immunity. Yeah, oh my god. Just like people got. You're gonna be bad. How many people are gonna be bad for me putting Tremor in? This plus negative effect removal is nice on Mr. Beast. Yeah, it's also good, like 50%. That can turn into 100% heal. Tremor. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta do it. It's got torture immunity. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about progressive damage. It's kind of good healing. But I feel like with the stun, right? Like a lot of these monsters also are immune to stun, right? So at the same time, it can activate cooldown. I'm putting in S plus. Okay. This is just the S plus tier session with the giving S plus to everything. Jade is like, how many S plus monsters? I'm sorry, there's just so many good ones that are unfair. Like when you max them out, they do so many different things. I feel bad for just like no one's gonna take this list seriously. I kind of wanted people to take this list seriously because I think at this point I'm not taking it seriously. I'm human, don't judge me. Okay, Globo, okay. I'm not saying this is okay. So here's a nice breathe, guys. I'm not saying this monster is S plus. In fact, I wonder if you guys will be mad at me for not S plusing this, because this thing seems to be extremely annoying in Team Wars. This thing never dies. One, this thing never dies. But two, it doesn't do anything either. I come to the realization this just kind of sits on the battlefield and does nothing when you activate its cooldowns, and that's a very recurring thing, and it bothers me. I love seeing this thing, but god dang it, though I hate being cooldowns activated. Like it just doesn't do anything. Like its whole priority is to apply taunt to make a taunt, but when you're like nanovirused, it doesn't feel too good. It's not terrible, but it's not busted either. It seems busted right on paper to have like 50% more life. Run super mutant X life runes. That's pretty valuable, but I keep getting situations where I don't get the situations I want. Like I keep getting nanovirus. It's just being nanovirused. Nanovirus to cooldowns activate. I don't get to play with my toys, so that leaves me in a very unhappy state. I'm not happy when whenever I play this. I have a mixed feeling. I both feel like a jackass, but at the same time I'm also a dumbass. Like I'm stupid for playing this thing, but at the same time I'm a genius. I'm an asshole for playing it because it doesn't die, but at the same time it doesn't do anything either. Like um God, I mean, like some people out there like think, oh, dude, this is the most busted monster in the game. They why are you debating not to put this in S plus, but a lot of people like Dib. You are absolutely right. I want to put it. I'm gonna put it in A tier. All right, I've had more. Okay, so this is just based on experience, right? Based on my experience, I don't think it's a bad monster. I think I won games if they don't have anything, no answers for it. It's really nice, but at the same time, if there's is something, it doesn't do anything for me. It just sits there. It doesn't die, but it just at the same time, it's not doing anything. It's not helping my team out because I can't ever apply its effects. But at the same time, it does a lot of things, and if they can't remove it, it is a huge ass eyesore. Sorry for all the end game throwing here, but I both love and hate this thing. Just understand, I like it, but I also hate it. I love Megaton. I like taunt monsters in general, but this thing is just I've lost more coins. I think history past have shown I've lost more coins because of Siberia matchups than anything else. Like if it's a nanovirus, this thing doesn't do anything. But if they don't nanovirus me right away, and I do get the Megaton, I have a lot of fun. All I do is win with this monster. If I can get the turn up, all I have to do is get Megaton up. He doesn't care about anything else. So I want to put it in A. I'm putting it in an A because I've had like my experience has been an A experience. I'm not feeling like a god, even though I do feel kind of unfair for using it. But at the same time, I'm not feeling like a vulnerable chicken at this point. Like at the same time, I feel like someone could beat the crap out of me if I run this. So I'm putting him in A. Glubo is in A. Rejoice, my fellow, wanting me to play anything else beyond S plus. You get your monster. It's like I I I love the life, dude. This thing has so much HP, but at the same time, your cooldowns are so high, it defeats the purpose. I hate. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's what Global is I don't know what I am. I don't. I just sit here and take all the damage, and I don't care about anything. Unless you nanovirus me, then I just don't do anything. That's my thoughts on it. Siamus, is this actually the last? No, okay, we got Mochi and we got Lurden. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Siamus, I think Siamus is really good. A lot of people raise an eyebrow when I don't have Siamus because, well, I don't feel like I deserve the monster. If you guys wanted to know the result of that decision, my leader wasn't happy with me. Zeus was very upset with me, but I think she watched the whole video and she comforted me. She's like, do you want to talk? Should I be concerned about this whole depression thing? It's like, I thank you, and nah, I'm good. I'm not suicidal. If you guys were wondering about that, no, I'm not suicidal. I'm not like, I don't think that's a good way to solve your depression is killing yourself. That's a garbage thing to do. Don't ever think at any point in time it's like, oh, killing myself solves, fucking doesn't. No, don't do that. No, it's not. That's how you solve your depression. If you want to solve your depression, you do it the Dib way. Either play a classic Monster Rancher 2 for the PS1, or you play a game that you like, or you watch like a YouTube series that you like, or like a video that just made you laugh nonstop, and you get better again. That's how it is. Killing yourself is never a good thing. It's just a depressive thing, and it's even harder on the people that loved you. So just take that into account. When you end your life, you're also ending the relations of others that loved you more. So think of that. On a brighter side note, I am actually a twin myself, not a conjoined twin. Like, let's get that out of the way. I'm not a conjoined twin, but I'm also not like a identical twin. I'm like a fraternal twin. 2 hours difference. I love you, my brother. This monster is really good. Okay, S plus. You guys would actually call me ridiculous for not putting this in S plus. There's so many things you can do with this monster. I think some people even think this monster is garbage. Like, I laughed at that. Like, you guys think Simus is garbage? What? But it's isn't it faster Guide Digo? It's faster Guide Digo. It has Abomination, so you're immune to all forms of possession. And you turn everyone's cooldowns off. So you turn out all the utility. All the utility is gone. Excuse me. All I ever see is this thing on defense too, so it's amazing. It also removes positive effects on a single target, so that can be super useful. So it can remove Megatonts, and then it allows you to do other things. S plus for Siamus. 2 heads are better than ones. Siamus might as well have 2 S's in it because you go in S plus. No, it's gonna take my less seriously. Maybe I do have to like take this. Maybe no, it's too late now. I'm too far into this. Maybe in like other videos I can have more like rankings or like numbers, but like for now it's like these things are as a keep this plus because a lot of these monsters can actually win you games. Like it's how it is. Mochi, oh my god, there's too many S pluses in the world. Just like there's so many like people named John, Adam, or Steve. There's too many S pluses in the world. Mochi. Okay, Mochi deserves to be an S tier. Why is that the case? Well, it's the case because of 2 things. One, it gets Ariel's essence, and 2, it gets a 50% damage boost at rank 1. It is a trait too, so you can't if you don't trait disable it, it's always there. This can be stacked with the War Master Barbael, who also has a damage increase. So you could have double damage for free. Run a Megaton monster and you wipe field for free. Like, especially like it's crazy how much damage this thing does for free. I think if you get this at rank 3, it is basically a rank 4 damage dealer, theoretically speaking, right? Because you do 50% more damage, and if you also are running Barbael, it's 100%. That's a 50% more plus double damage. If you're running additional boost, you know you can stack these with other boosts, right? Like 50% damage boost buffs, like the damage increase buff stacks with the trait buff. It's different, additions. You can keep adding to this. You can essentially become so strong. You Oko things. You Oko even tanks. I will say this thing even bypasses tanks at some point. I don't know if it will bypass like Cosmic Mythics, but it is a solid killer. Like at this point too, like we might even see this more than Nor because people might be running Hardy. Hardy has anticipation. It's a good check to Nor, even though like Hardy's going to be like a magic monster. He's a myth. It's a cosmic mythic. You get bigger stats. Like we're looking at 70,000 voice. It's crazy. Like 70,000 K life. Having this monster might not be a bad thing because we're looking into a meta where Cosmic's Oko possibly more than Mythics ever did, and to have a check for them being a Mythic, maybe Mythic will be easier to rank up, and Muchi can just Oko him. Because the thing with Muchi is even if you kill Muchi, like if you don't kill it with DOT, he gets a turn in. Like if it's your damage dealer, then Muchi. Poor play on your part if you kill him because Muchi will just come back with aerial essence and then proceed to kill you. This is the ultimate war thief in the game, like war coin thief in the game. He will steal coins from you. This thing is a thief. Call this man a criminal. This thing will steal things from you and you won't even know it. That's why I like Muchi. Muchi is such a good team war monster. It's the ultimate coin stealer. How could it not be? You kill it, it comes back to life, and he eats you. Run all single target skills. Don't run the AoEs because why not just guarantee you kill something for free? It's so trolly, and you get all your life back. If they can't kill you, then you do it again. It's beautiful. You can just go munch all day long. Mucha. What's a monster from Monster Rancher 2? Mochi. It's a mooch. He eats things. He takes your coins. He takes your food. He's a pest. He's a leech. He's an actual leech. He sucks all your life dry. He takes your war coins. Lord Duran is the second to last monster we'll be talking about here. All right, so situationally speaking, this monster does need to go first in order to succeed because it needs to apply area dodge right away. If it doesn't get to, it is actually a very vulnerable pick because even though he's got immune to stun, I don't want to say he's too invulnerable. I don't want to say he's vulnerable too much. Because of that stun immunity, that's super good. I didn't even know he was immune to stun. But him being immune to stun means he can't be tremored. He can be cooldown's activated skill, but you could probably run taunt. As long as you just get that turn in. I think that's all that really matters. Like just you getting that turn in. I think that varies with the comp you have. And I'm not actually saying people run them. Because I think it's just that having to do area dodge at the beginning. You have to actually apply your area dodge before you get to utilize it. I mean, before you can do anything else, that has to be the first play you ever do is area dodge, and you have to continuously keep that up. If you do not keep that up, you are vulnerable at that point. You do have a better skill set than Miseris, which is a big deal. You have finally a Resurrector that cleanses. That's so good. Plus, you are immune to death on everyone. No one can instantly die on your team, so you're instantly protected by Nor. And you get 50% shield. And your revive does life regen plus 50%. So I think it's an S. Please don't hate me, guys. It's an S plus monster, you know? It's plush. But it can easily be an S monster at the lower rank. But it can be lower because if you get denied, like if you're possessed, I think it's a big deal if you're actually, okay, so here's the thing. If you are possessed, I don't think it matters. No, because you could probably do your self skill. That's the thing too, because with possession, you'll probably do something that benefits you. So it's not a big deal. Yeah, because if you're running taunt, it's pretty good. Once you have once you have area dodge up, you can kind of win from there. Like, I don't know how effective this thing is going to be when Vanos comes out. I think it's hugely effective when Vanos comes out. But I don't know how much of a dead play he'll be at that point. Area dodge might be over with Vanos because Vanos is going to get like a self pierce at rank 3, and I don't know if it's going to be the monster that everyone gets at rank 3, but it passively gets rank pierce at the beginning game. Super useful. You can remove that, but if you're not running blast, you have to double remove it. It's pretty nice. That's a low probability you'll lose it because odds are you're running Daedalus or just a Megaton monster. If you're running Ezeal, and you just keep it for free. Woo. You'll probably kill Lordan at that point because your damage in metal base, it's a check. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about Lordan. It is a better Miseris and works. You're vulnerable to those underrated res blockers, but if you're not dealing with them, you can kind of win. Just outright. Just because you can because no one dies until Lordan dies. That's the rule with them. Or Lord Ron. Blazinger, yeah. I'm gonna put him in. I'll put him in S. Having artifact is super good, but at the same time, it's a Achilles heel. You want buffs, but at the same time, you don't want to be allergic to anything. That's why control immunity and torture immunity is in the game because people like to apply buffs to their monsters. You have access to a 50% drain that you can then skill mirror with another monster. You use skill mirror on Blazinger, and you can actually Oko things with it. You do the reduction and then skill mirror into your 50% again. Actually, you can't skill mirror, but like you can just deactivate the cooldowns and just do it again and go for Oko. Like it doesn't matter what your life pool is at, as long as the shield's clear, like relic wise, you can just 50% drain, double twice and win. You have an area burn. That's super useful. I think anticipation is probably the greatest thing it has, because it has a skill that can give it anticipation. Run that skill. It's a good check to Nor. It doesn't. The problem, I guess you could say, the problem is it won't go before Nor if you aren't running 2 speeds at the very least. You can outspeed Nors that aren't running double speed. You run 2 speeds and a team speed. Go before the enemy Nor, and then go from there. I think he has shock too. Yeah, anticipation's nice for a slow monster. Yep, I think it's good. I don't think he's busted though. It's just like because of the artifact of Achilles heel. It can be bad too for you because you can't give anything to him. You can't amplify his damage. I think the stamina recovery mechanic's amazing. It's so good. Being able to get back your stamina is very useful. It can also be really good against Ordi. I think it's the only Ordana counter right now. Yeah, it really is. It is the only thing standing between you and losing when dealing with one once your relics are gone. Yeah, I think it's good for that reason. Does it have? I think it's like double armor plates. Yeah, so I think it's just a good check. Oh god, Krusty, I forgot about. Is that the last one? Oh my god, it's 2 more. Okay, rest of your pieces. There's actually 2 more. Krusty. Krusty's actually really annoying. Krusty goes to nest. Your cooldowns are high though. It's annoying. But you're immune to thunder. Is that thunder? Yep, you're just immune to thunder damage. You're immune to your weakness, and that's super useful. So, like, realistically, you're immune to Dr. Watts, Erkin, or Mr. Beast damage for the most part, right? Yep. In terms of the big boy damage, you're not going to get fried by them immediately. That's super useful. Dude, that reverse healing on Krusty is so good. Because everyone runs healing relics. Again, sustain relics are better than damage relics in this game. So just being able to reverse heal on an extra turn. And it has like an extra turn skill that gives you like a consequence of like possibly getting shocked or heavy DOT'd. But if you're running torture immunity monsters, it doesn't really matter. Like if you're running like a blast that can give torture immunity to this thing, it's alright. Vastus is honestly, it's probably going to be the last mythic of the vanilla mythic. We're not going to we're not going to get another mythic again. We're just going to get cosmic mythics. Yeah, it's like we're just going to get like cosmic mythics from now on. This is probably the last monster of the tier. I don't think Vastus is. I don't think he's good. No, I don't think he's. I don't think he's too good at all. Even though he is really the only Pierce monster of the category, it's only 1 skill and it removes it. You have to run Blast. Essentially, you have to run Blast to even utilize it again. Because, okay, so the main point is you use the skill to Oko area dodge monsters, right? Well, if it does, well, if it doesn't Oko area dodge, it was a waste of a turn. Like, you didn't get anything done. And then another thing is a lot of people like running Uriel's Essence. So not only did you not get anything done, you also it's also still there. Like it's not even dead, and the essence hasn't procced yet. That is such a big deal because then they still get their turn in to annoy you. Its traits aren't great either. Like cool, yeah, you can keep your blind immunity, but hard, everyone's running procession immunity, so it doesn't do you any good. Was it like a text? Did somebody text me? No. I keep thinking people text me, but Pierce is still all right. And if they're not running Uriel Essence, it's such a big deal. You know what? I'll put Vastus in there. I don't think he's an S because he doesn't have. He needs another Pierce skill. His whole purpose is killing area dodge, but he's got 1 skill for the job. It's not enough. You need more. I'm gonna put him in A. So here is the final tier list. Well, I guess for this, here are the placements for this stream tier list. It could be more it could be more harsh on like the three separate tier lists, but just like a universal sense, these monsters are good. You know, 3 to 5 or whatever you do. Um, from top to bottom, the best to worst. No, I guess it's not like in exact order, but you know, any of these monsters you get to rank 5. If you get any of these monsters in S plus to rank 5, I wouldn't say that was a bad choice, and it could lead to other good choices. But again, the game is so universally different. War is so fast because you can't bring the same thing. But at the same time, if you get any of these monsters to rank 5, odds are you'll win. Right? It's just like they have so many good options. Blaz, Cat, UFO, Sibereal, and Armurial, Armorclaw, Froma, Abby, Taney, Iridir, Ravis, Nightingale, Nor, Unspeakable, Crothor, Zero, Krak, Ilani, Moonhaze, Ordana, Glamhead, Josh Dub, Mr. Beast, Tremor, Saya, Miss, Muchi, Olenderon, Krusty. If you are any of those monsters, I see you as a top tier threat, and I probably wouldn't even touch you at 150. You're just so good. Like your plays and options are very, very, very like mistake or like very few possibilities of me ever getting past the defenses. So it's hard. Yeah, like I think these monsters are so good at defense and offense. They have so many different options over other monsters, and they win. They're beautiful at 150, and they can be even more. They're probably even more busted at rank 4 compared to all the other monsters in the game, because when they reach rank 4, so many doors of opportunities open to these monsters. It's so good. S tier monsters: Guy Daigo, Brutalis, Sivart, Daedalus, Urkin, or Blazinger. All your options are great. You can possibly beat S plus monsters given situations where you are given the opportunity to either set up, deny them with cooldowns, activate, or you have like an area dodge kind of dealio. But there is just one or two things about you that just isn't enough to be considered God. Like you're not busted. Like someone wouldn't say, "Oh, this thing is so good that you can't do anything about it." Well, you could do a few things about it if you bring a S plus monster, trait disable. It's just those small niche things that you're vulnerable to, and the other monsters don't care. Um, yeah, I can post the timeout. I don't like the fact these timeout. These maybe it's because the. I'll copy the link again. Boom. I'll put it in the description too. But words. If you are in S, do note you are above A, and you can do amazing things that A can't, and you have a lot of options to win. You do get like comeback opportunities, but you're just missing some things that just too many things that the top tier stuff just covers over, like the Megaton monsters, like Daedalus. There's only one Megaton monster, and that's Daedalus. You don't ever get to use it because Blaz does its remove pause, or Simus does remove pause. It doesn't matter if they're running like, especially if they're running like more deny. It doesn't matter. The whole point of Megaton was not to get denied, and they removed the remove the effect, and then they deny you. It didn't help you much at all. But like everything else about you is amazing. All right, A tier. If you're an awesome Zit, I've been doing this all wrong. Z S plus, you're broken balls boy. Plus ultra. If you're S, you're a Charlie Siberial Angel. If you're A, you're an awesome Maku Azit. Kralik, Yori, Azit. Of course, Azit would be in the tier. Well, Siberia wasn't in her tier, but boom, Azit, Glubu, and Vastus. If you're any of these monsters, you can potentially beat, S. If you're dealing, like, if you have level advantage, you can have a possible victory over the other two monsters, two tiers. But if they're a stat tier above you, you might lose the game. Like, it's possible, very possible. But things happen and people run different ways. B tier: Van Dek and Miseris, Zorky. I'm very sorry for the three of you. There seems to be only three people, and I consider like not even above. Well, actually, no. This is like Well, you're all right, but you're not like given specific situations, you're not exactly useful. Yeah, it's like given some situations, you're most likely going to get bullied by A, and you'll be tarnished by S and S plus easily. Um, you have a few gimmicks about you, but it's not enough to get you to A. But you're not considered like a Zavi pit trash. You could possibly win given level advantage. Zavi Pit, the only ever reason you're ever gonna win is because of level advantage. Let's be real. Anything in Zavi Pit tier, um, not even a letter. It's probably because A, you have level advantage, or B, you're just utilizing legendaries with Megaton or something that just draws in everything. You are winning solely because of level advantage. That's the extent of the situation. You are either a Zavi Pit, a Morgs, or a Metal Beat, and you are in the Zavi Pit tier. Those are the only reasons you are winning. You either have level advantage or you're utilizing Megaton as a means to compensate for the fact you are not immune to anything in the game worth being immune to. Or you just don't have any. Your moves aren't good. Your traits aren't enough for the situation. That they can't compensate for the fact your moves are garbage. Maybe Morgs, but that's the extent of that. Zavi Bid and Metal Beat, I'm sorry. You guys are the bottom of the bottom. More like Zavi Bid, Morgs, Metal Beat. I don't see these monsters useful. That's it for the tier list. I'm sorry this tier list was not some people's liking, but hey, again, it's opinion based, and apparently I have a really high opinion on a lot of specific monsters. I guess most of the I'm a very forget. I can be very open minded. I don't know if I should be more narrow minded about my tier list, but I'm very forgiving. I guess there's not as many S's as there are S pluses. I guess there's S pluses to be referred to like. But all these monsters are really good at rank 4 or 5. A lot of them do the same thing. A lot of them stun. A lot of them possess. That's busted. But yeah, that's it for this stream. That's it. I've spoken all my piece. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for thanking me for the stream. I'll probably do more streams like this for probably at the end of the year. I think I'll do like an end of the year. Oh god, my voice is gonna kill me. I'll do like an end of the year tier list for like this. What should I use my amber on? That's a good question because at this point people feel like they'll use their amber on like getting their level caps done because you can use amber. Can you use amber for level capping? But apparently there's a new mechanic with the cosmic mythics where you can rank up their levels, and I feel like level advantage is so huge. I think just stat gains alone. I think that mechanic alone will be good. People will just have really high end like cosmic mythic damage healers. They don't even need to be ranked like maxed out, right? I don't think so. They could just win off of level cap using their excessive resources. I feel like stat gain's going to be such a big deal for cosmic mythics. I feel like with this new era, it's really just going to be the level cap. You don't even need to have a good I don't think traits are going to be too important with everyone's probably just going to run around with 150 cosmics doing a bunch of damage, and it doesn't even matter because they'll probably run speed and win. That's probably it. I feel like it's just going to be a damage heavy meta, and nothing that's a cosmic mythic's going to handle, or like because they're not earning life runes or they're earning damage. But I guess it can't be too closed mind about that possibility. I think I'm just afraid of the numbers. I think like everyone, I'm afraid of just seeing 7,000 and 70,000 for life pools for all these monsters. But then maybe they don't perform as good as my rank 4 mythics. Because keep in mind, like you do less damage if you're lower ranked than other monsters. But if you wanted like a mythic pick, like anything in S plus, like if you liked any of the monsters that like absolutely loved any of the monsters I said in S plus, and you're having doubts about it, just don't because all these like like in all honesty in this aspect, like once you get something to 150, even the trash monsters, right? If you get Morgs to 150, like they do so much damage. Like if you have level advantage over other people, you win. Like it's like a 150 monster is such a big deal because you're 20 levels ahead over other monsters. Uh, it's a big gap. Like you just win. So Yeah, if you anything that's S plus, I'd say anything that's S plus. Oh, it's like game breaking and you will win you games. Just rank up any of those S pluses. Like anything I said that was S plus, which is a lot. It's a very forgiving tier list, honestly, in terms of S pluses. It could have been more S's, but I just think all these monsters are good in their own rights, like in terms of S plus monsters. Let me know if you guys feel kind of the same with some of the monsters I actually put on here as S plus. But yeah, this is it. This is the end of the stream. I loved this stream. It was really funny. I think the best thing about this stream was just me reacting to all my decisions. Was like, oh, I'm putting this in like, uh, S tier. I'm putting this in S plus. I'm putting the plus plus S plus S plus S plus. Like I'm just slapping S plus on all of these things. And I don't know if I feel like I justified all these S pluses, but because like I feel like everyone would be the same page too. Like it's like, oh, this is also good. I'd agree with that too. Because there's a lot of people that love these monsters too. Yeah, like there's a lot of good mythic monsters, just moveset wives and traits. But yeah, that's it for this stream. I'm Dib the Awesome, and I hope you guys have a lovely night. It's like 2 a.m. It's like, yeah, it's 2 a.m. But yeah, that's it. I'm Dib the Awesome. I'll catch you guys later. My throat hurts now. I hope this stream made you happy. It made me happy. I'm tired, but it made me happy. Good night.